Wow. Have you ever performed with Omar Hassan, a.k.a. Larry?
Oh, my goodness.
Larry's
Can I say that again?
He's a good freestyler.
Can I say, oh, my goodness again?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Guys, Omar is amazing.
He is. He's freestyled on our show before. He's great.
A couple times, right?
Okay.
Yeah, a couple times. He's good.
It wasn't him.
No, it was Larry.
It was Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was Omar. Yeah, maybe Larry.
You wanna try it?
Give it a couple.
Guys, Omar, we were in Oregon, Portland for that Rockstar Tour event
Yeah, I was
2
there.
weeks.
It was
2 weeks
amazing.
ago. Oh, Chris, you were there. I knew that.
All right, we are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Today, we have a very special. She's got a big umbrella over her head right now. Special guest Bryce Wettstein is with us. How are you?
I'm amazing. I feel like we're rolling because we're skateboarders. I had to bring that one
Yeah,
back.
that was
that's
good.
it.
Yeah.
And what happened to the umbrella? You had this big umbrella that it looked like it belonged in some, huge pina colada.
Oh, right. It's
Where-
right here.
Let's see this thing.
It's,
Look at that.
It's actually made of, what is it made of? Polyester? I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But it's from Washington. Not from just Washington. So you wouldn't expect to find this there.
I love it.
Thank you for having me today.
Of course.
Like, really.
I feel like
Thank you.
every time you tell a joke, you have to play the ukulele. Like
Okay.
you kind of did. Like,
Oh, we're gonna.
yeah,
you gonna
rolling because
open-
we're skateboarders, and you're like, do 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 do.
You gonna open us up with the song?
All right.
A little
Little jam.
jam.
Oh, the wires. We're on the 9 Club. Here we are. And we're about to get into the show. Are you ready to go, Chris?
I'm ready to go.
That was great.
Bryce, I
was
messed the
beautiful.
whole song up. You shouldn't have not have called on me.
Oh, man.
That was good. You got a great voice.
Thank
You
you.
got a good voice.
Thank you.
Man, so what's going on? Huh? I remember. Let's start it off this way, right?
I can't believe I'm here.
I first met you at the Mono a Mono. Remember? In Woodward West.
Yeah.
And that's where I discovered like your whole posse, like you and Ruby Lily and who is it? Kokana?
Coconut?
Yeah,
Cocona, yeah.
Kokona.
She's the best.
But I discovered like all of you back then, and I've been watching you guys ever since. It's been incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wait, how long ago was that?
2 years ago, maybe 2.5.
Yeah. 2 years ago, it's funny, when I walked in here, I remember that memory because I remember we were making a bet who was going to win. All the Jakes. There was
That's right.
Jake Wooten, Jake Alardi, Jake Yanko. And we're like, who do you think's going to win? Like one of the Jakes.
One of the Jakes. Yeah, I think I won.
Yeah.
I don't remember who, but I think.
Yeah, you won.
And that's where I thought. That's where I saw Jake Yanko for the first time. Like a lot of these rippers, it's crazy. Jake Yanko's
Yeah.
amazing.
Super sick, man.
He's so amazing.
No,
I
here
think
it is.
Jake
Look, we got a
Yanko won.
couple video clips.
Oh my gosh.
There you
Whoa!
Oh,
What?
Sugars.
What was that called? I never seen that
There's
before.
Ruby. That's Ruby.
Ruby.
That's Coconut.
Yeah. Harlow Jonesy?
Yeah, Harlow Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, they did doubles. I forgot about that.
We're watching clips from the mini ramp. Mono a
Oh,
Mono.
that is such a fun contest.
It was fun. Had
I
a good
miss
time.
that so much right now, actually.
Yeah, I wish they.
Andy! Did you see Andy?
Anderson? Have you skated with Andy?
Oh my gosh.
He's the
yeah,
best.
he's, man, whenever I'm around him, like, nothing changes. I'm just like, Andy, you do the talking. I'm
what do you mean?
I'm gonna listen
Lead
to
off
you.
with that, yeah.
That's pretty dope.
He's so just spectacular. Just the best person to be around.
He's a fun dude
He
to
really
watch
is.
too on a skateboard. Well, let's bring it back. Like you grew up in Encinitas, right?
Yes.
And we have a photo somewhere. I think it's hanging behind Kelly, and like
Oh, right
that's
here.
your backyard, right? It started. Tell us about because you started skating early, right? How old were you?
I was about 5 years old when I started.
How at 5 did you start skateboarding?
My dad, he really got me into it. I remember he would spot me when we were like dropping in, and he would hold my hands and have like a smile, but it was the kind of smile where it's like a little worried. He's like,
Like, I might get in trouble for this.
yeah. But like he would take me to the YMCA and we would skate there. And he was a big break dancer. Like he was also a fitness model at the time and a pilot.
Jeez.
How many jumps?
What else did he do?
I know. And I know. And he was a dancer. He was kind of like this kind of artist, creative guy. And I feel like he needed someone to kind of take his creativity and run with it with. And I was that person. Just joking.
Did he skate?
Yeah, he skated a lot. He skated a lot of mini ramps and mostly curbs. And he helped build the ramp in my backyard, the little mini ramp. And he would like hold my hands and spot me at the Y. And then he encouraged me to drop in that big 13-foot vert ramp when I was like 8.
Oh, wow.
And I wouldn't do it for the longest time. And then one day I just ran up and I'm like, it's time. Like, and I remember he didn't believe I did it. He was like, no way. So I have to see this. And it was my best friend Sarah Thompson at the time on Silly Girl. And she came into the Y with him. And she's like, look, she's going to do it. And pointed. And I'm like, I don't even know if I can do it again.
Oh, no. I don't know.
But like, it was just so fun. I don't know. Getting into skateboarding was just a whirlwind. Like pure infatuation and happiness.
Well, at that age, too, I feel like, I mean, if you just
fun.
started skating at, what'd you say, 5?
5.
And then by, you said 7 or 8, you were dropping in on the 13-footer? I mean, you just took to it.
It's interesting being 5 years old and you're in like this whole like place where you're doing like 5 different sports a day. like gymnastics and soccer and volleyball and your school, and you're like, this is my life, like this is normal. And you get a little older, you're like, wow, I was doing a lot.
Well, obviously, you stuck with skateboarding, but at the time, did you like all those extracurricular activities?
I did. I liked I really liked gymnastics a lot because I think it definitely inspired skateboarding a lot. Like being on the beam, balancing, being in that state of balance.
State of balance.
I mean,
okay.
someone told me there's a balance point in skateboarding. Like Josue, he's like, find that balance point. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start doing that.
Shout out to Josue, but epic filmer
Shout
and
out
epic skater as well.
Well, the cool thing about where you're from is that it's kind of like here in a way, skateboard heavy, and like surf and skateboarding there is very accepted and a lot of kids learn it. So did you...
And there's a big scene down there.
Yeah,
too.
super big scene. But
Yeah.
like the Y is kind of iconic place to skate. Like since I was a kid, it was there. So
Oh my gosh, I know. I remember, so Bucky Lassick would always go down there. Mike McGill, like, I think Tony would go a few times. I like how I said everyone's last name except Tony's.
Tony. we know the Tony you're talking
Oh
about.
my gosh.
You know, there's only one Tony.
And then people would, like Steve Cab would always go down there. And I was just like 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 5-year-old. I think I was kind of 6 or 7. And I'd always be within that and like watching Mike do inverts. And he would teach my friend Poppy Starr from Australia, best friend. He would teach her inverts in the deep end, like hand plants. And I was like just watching. I'd be in the background like a lot of photos when, you know, Mike was in like the magazines. I'd be in like the background of Pink Helmet, like. It was so fun. Just, I don't know, being around that. Like, I didn't say I took it for granted, but I think it was like very, like first, like in my nature. Like, and I got lucky.
Well, you could look back on it, right, and be like, damn, I was skating. I got to witness all these guys.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people, you know, like being a young skateboarder coming up nowadays also, like that's some history right there that not a lot of people even know about, you know. And when I say people, I mean like the new generation of skaters. So you were like immersed in it, you know. I feel like you know a lot of
Yeah.
history about skateboarding.
Yeah, definitely.
The ramp in the backyard. I want to talk about this because well, when we look at it now, it's massive. It's like turned into this like
Oh my
completely
it
like
looks like a big like bowl,
it's
right?
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But it started
Oh,
off
man.
as what? Just a little mini ramp?
Yeah, I love this story because it's like every time you tell it, you get the flashback and then a new memory pops up. I remember like 4-foot mini ramp, this like coping, Jim Bell built it in our backyard. My dad was always out there. I was always going to school like looking back, like, what's happening out there? And I never...
He's back there just hammering stuff.
Yeah, because I never actually... I feel like having that young mind, you're always like, that's normal, like, that's what we're doing.
Sure.
You're like excited, but you're like, yeah. Like, people, you look back, you're like, I had a vert ramp and a bowl in my yard. And like 2 parents who love skating, and like my sister skates, and it's just like my family is here and we're building this ramp together. And it's just something I've always been grateful for. And then we just got to build it for like 8 years.
But it started off as a 4-foot mini ramp, and then what did you add on to it and make it a vert ramp?
Oh, that would be cool.
Like how did
we had that.
Go from 4 foot to a vert ramp.
I mean, or did you keep the mini and build a vert ramp? Like, I don't know. I want to know how this all went down.
We had the
and
mini
you ended
ramp.
up with that.
We had the mini ramp turned into the bowl.
Okay.
We added some hips in there and a waterfall. And that was its own project. And then in the meantime, we had this vert ramp in the making called the garden ramp.
Okay.
So we had the iguana bowl and the garden ramp.
What were the specs on the garden ramp?
The what?
The garden. What'd you call it? The garden ramp.
Yeah. Garden ramp. It was like basically this 9-foot ramp. And we didn't have a name for it. And Hector de Silvia. Do you guys know Hector de Silvia?
Yeah.
He came there. Yeah, and he was like back there with Oski. He brought Oski. Let me mention, I was in tears at the time. Just like Oski skating the bowl. I'm like, man, he's my favorite skateboarder. So Oski Rosenberg. Hello, Oski, if you're out there. But it was so fun because they were out there skating the ramp, and Hector was like, there's a lot of, they from Sweden. There's a lot of flowers out here all around the ramp. Like, you should call it the garden ramp. I was like, oh, that'd be funny. I'm like, oh, it's called the garden ramp now.
So
That
he
was so
coined
fun.
it.
Yeah.
He coined it. Nice.
So we had that ramp, and then we had the iguana bowl.
And the iguana bowl, the mini ramp turned into that picture what we're looking at behind Kelly, right? That's the iguana bowl?
Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm.
Would you say Hector or Hetor?
Oh, it's Hitor.
Okay,
Hetor.
that's where I was
Oh my
like,
God.
I know.
Oh, I thought
That's
you
why
said
you're like-
Hetor.
I thought I heard Hector for some reason.
okay.
Sorry, my bad.
No,
Yeah, I know who Hetor de Silva is for sure.
Yeah.
I know both of those
Hetor.
guys. yeah, both amazing.
I like Hetor. So the garden ramp and the iguana bowl.
Yes.
But here you are with the skate park in your backyard, pretty much. So that must have been popular.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to come over and skate, right?
Oh, that'll keep you inspired.
Oh my
shit.
gosh.
Oh my, yeah. It definitely, I think it definitely reshaped my skateboarding. There was a point, like being 8, 9, 10, 11 and having that bowl, I learned a lot how to like pack a lot of tricks into a run because it was very tight transition. So like, and we also had a trampoline back there. So we could like skate and learn on the trampoline and then go to the, also the bowl. So it was basically like this whole convention in the yard, like, have fun. This is your life. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
This is for you.
And then my mom's like, let's get a pool instead.
No way. Okay.
Well, then she's like, but we moved it to the YMCA. And that's another story. There's a whole evolution of this story that my dad captured on YouTube.
He's got a whole. You
Oh, man.
Of the Iguana Bowl or
your whole like
the
upbringing.
Yeah.
Oh, that too. The upbringing.
Okay.
But no, the story of the garden ramp, of the vert ramp, and how we had built it. It was there through COVID. People's safe space. They'd come back there and skate during COVID, like Chris Russell and Steven Pinheiro
Oh, nice.
and Oski and
Yeah.
like a lot of like Amelia Arbor filmed something back there. Frog Skateboards filmed something back there. Like so many videos happen. Josh Peacock would come. We'd do like tour stuff.
Nice.
Man, there was a lot.
That's a good play. I mean,
I mean, there's not a lot of places with a
Yeah.
vert ramp in the backyard. A private one.
Totally.
There's not really at all.
Yeah.
how come they're
Oh my
all down
God.
south though? Like the Mini
know.
Megas, the Elliott Sloan, like Bob
Yeah.
Brad, they're all down
Bigger
south.
properties, though.
I mean,
Totally.
it's true, but it seems like it's expensive, no?
Yeah.
Land down there.
Yeah.
But anyway, how big is your backyard? Do you know
Oh.
like the acreage or? 'Cause
Oh,
it's
man.
pretty big.
Gotta know the acreage.
Call your dad right now. I need to know
Call
the
him on the
acreage.
night, he's like,
I need to know the acreage.
That'd be so fun if I called him on the show. He watches all the time.
Does he?
I'll come in, he's watching, and I'm like, what do you want? I'm like, oh, never mind. I won't ask. I know you're watching. Or surfing or something. I think it was like a really big acreage. I'm kidding.
We don't have to.
It sounds about right. A vert ramp and a.
It's a lot of acreage. It's a lot of acreage. Okay.
Yeah.
YMCA. The Y. Okay.
The Y,
Growing up there,
Oh, yeah.
witnessing all the amazing skateboarders and stuff like that. You started entering contests when you were young, right?
Yeah, I entered my first contest, I think when I was 7.
That's crazy. How did you do?
I got 17th.
Okay. Not bad.
Yeah, and it was funny because I wanted the trophy. I just loved looking at that trophy. It just was one of those the Girls Combi Classic. That's the first contest. It was one of those shiny silver trophies. And it was like so not like a soccer trophy. It was just its own thing. And Dave Duncan was commentating. And I remember dropping in and being like, okay, I'm ready. And then I did my early grab frontside air 2 feet off the ground. And I was like, I'm in 3rd place. I think I got podium. I think I did it.
In your mind,
yeah.
in your mind, you won.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that day. It's funny. It was so fun.
What was the age difference though of people skating it? Like you said, you were at 7.
Yeah, I was 7. Probably like the girls team I was on, I was the youngest. And there was like 17-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 18-year-olds. In the contest, like 20-year-olds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Some 5-year-olds. I think a few, like 3 7-year-olds. Because I think Minna Stess, we were doing a lot of that stuff together. Like those contests growing up. Like Brighton, Poppy Star, Jordan Barrett, like Minna. Like those are the girls, like we go way back.
Right.
Did you say you were on a skate team?
Yeah. Silly Girl Skateboards. It was
Okay. I mean, okay. All the girls on the skate team together would go. I thought you meant like you're literally competing together, like on a team. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
You were the Silly Girls skate team.
Yeah.
Silly Girl Skate Team.
Who ran that?
Matt Gaudio ran it. And I just went to Palm Springs for Deathmatch. And that was my first time going to Deathmatch.
I caught a glimpse of you there.
Yeah. I wish I would have seen you.
Yeah,
Man.
I was in the back.
Dubs, you weren't on the death ramp?
No. I was just observing from afar.
It was so cool. I got to see him for the first time in a while, like 2 years. So we always kind of cry. We're like, I remember those days.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's like where you start and then where you are in life.
Yeah, we were looking at one of the boards here. It's so small. I could palm it in my hand. It's like tiny. It's tiny. But it's cool though. I mean, you had your little crew, and then you were you were sponsored essentially. Like
you
got boards.
Yeah, I never got bored. Only got boards.
Okay.
So I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. No, it was so much fun. It was getting a board. They give shirts, and we'd get the screen print together. My dad helped me write a rap about the silly girls on the team. So it's like, my name is Bryce, some call me Ava. My rapping style has a lot of flavor. It's like, I'm so hot, I'll melt you like lava. Count on me if you need a favor. I'm gonna go one more. I ride for a silly girl in Sector 9. Surfing and skating is the life of mine. Anyway.
That's a good rap.
It's a whole thing.
Bad.
I cannot believe I rapped.
Not bad.
But anyway.
We got a.
Oh my gosh.
We got a good
So
intro.
funny.
We got a good. We got a good rap.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what's next.
It was super fun because my dad, he would film it all, and it'd be the best time ever.
Do you ever go back and look at the old footage of you and
Yeah.
Reflect.
yeah.
No, you always. I look back a lot on the interviews when I was 12 or 11. That stuff was fun.
Yeah.
I think just because the way you talk, you wouldn't be fully open. You kind of say, skating is fun. It makes me feel free. That was my common answer. I think.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad answer.
No, not at all.
I wish I could say that now. Now I talk a lot.
Look at you. Is that's you right there? Look at you.
No.
Well, I'm tripping out because
Those
we have some people on the show like, oh yeah, it's such a long time ago. But how old are you now?
I almost said 12. Oh my gosh. I'm 20 years
You're
old.
20. No, but that's really not long
I
ago.
remember
8
that
years
day.
ago or something. We were like, oh no, it's 12. I'm like that.
This is so. I cannot believe I'm watching this right
Look
now.
at you. You're just turning on the ramp. Oh, look at that
What?
board. Whoa, is that your dad?
That was like catching a wave right
Cruiser.
there. Let's go.
That was a big ass
Later, she's gone.
What?
That's amazing. I love that you have.
That's
I
so
love
sick.
that
That's
you
a
have
sick
this
one.
this footage.
So funny. Oh, surfing. It's my favorite.
How often do you surf?
Probably like, probably every day.
Really?
Or, like,
Really?
every 2 days or something.
You go out early?
When I can, sometimes at 11:11
Oh,
a.m.
there you go. You got a specific time.
I know.
But that's Jordan. She was on my team. Jordan Abraham. Oh, she was
Now,
like older sister.
Did you skate in a tutu a lot, or?
Oh my gosh, it's my mom. Nothing's changed. We're still that way. Yeah, I skate in a tutu. That's the one I was like, Mom, I need to go over there. Like, I need to go over there. And she's like, okay, let's go. I remember being so happy teaching her. I thought I was doing so many tricks there. Like, I guess I was.
I mean,
You know that
you're
feeling
ripping.
when you're younger and you're like, gosh, I'm in my own world.
I mean, yeah,
And I had a good day.
You think you won the
Yeah.
Combi Bowl contest? You know,
See, that was it. Remember?
that was it right there. Let's see.
The 2 feet off the ground. Yeah.
Third place right here.
Oh my
Easy. Third place. Here we go. Won the contest.
Oh my gosh. So fun.
No, but it's cool to have.
I
have
remember
old
that
footage.
day. Oh my gosh. We need more of that now. Like, I miss those times. Like,
Oh, man.
it's going to
they
make
go
me
by
cry.
fast.
Actually,
Yeah.
Steve, I'm going to join you on the team.
Oh, that's
Jack
right.
Sparrow's there?
Jack Sparrow. Guys,
Where?
I'm actually crying right now.
Where are you?
No, you don't
You
even
got
get
Jack
it.
Sparrow with a parrot on his shoulder.
Why was
At
I
some
so
ramp jam.
grateful? Like, oh my gosh. I think I'm extra emotional. Guys.
Well, you probably haven't
what?
seen this in a long time, huh?
No, it just really, it was serendipitous, all this.
That's so rad.
It was very, like, it all kind of coalesced together, all these memories, and I remember just kind of,
Did you feel like when you started to skate and go around, did you feel intimidated going into skateboarding at all?
It looked like you were.
You feel like you're having a
Fine,
great
yeah.
time, but I mean,
Very
it doesn't matter.
carefree.
Like skateboarding is just somewhat intimidating to start to get into. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
yes, I'm trying to remember, was I intimidated? I think I was definitely intimidated by if I was not, definitely kind of like how I would look a little bit. And then as I got older, it was more of a for myself thing. Like, it was more like I would grow up kind of thinking, oh, should I go? Like, who's here? And now I'm like, I don't know who's here, but I need to get this for myself today or I'm not going to fall asleep. Or like, it's going to replay in my head the fall, like I'm going to land it. So I think when I was younger, like 7, 8, I was very in my own world. And I kind of was looking at my dad a lot. Like the parents, those are kind of my mom, dad, like what are they thinking? And then 10, 11, when I was 12, like my first time, I actually went to Sweden. That was my first time out of the country.
What'd you
That-
go there for?
Vans Park Series World Championships.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, did the Vans pay
crazy.
for you? Or you guys paid, your parents paid for that?
We paid for it.
Okay.
And we actually raised money for Malmö, Sweden. We had my sister and I had a stand, and we made all this art and clothespins on the side of the street, and we would sell them and say, raising money for Malmö, Sweden.
No way. How much did you make?
Like 1,000.
Shut
sometimes.
up. You made $1,000. I should.
Yeah.
I should put a sign out there and sell little trinkets. My God, sounds like a
So-
good business.
Yeah, and we would do like little emblems and all this stuff, and I think we would sing a little bit on the side of the street. It was really fun.
Wow.
So you were already. So I'm taking it. You had been placing with these contests, and then so you got now invited to this. Was it a bigger contest? Was it the grand finale, or was it just like a stop in the?
It was kind of like, so I went to Huntington Beach for the first Vans Park Series I think I've ever competed in. And this is actually one of the better stories I'll tell, because I think it was like the most special memory to me. I had this kind of one trick I would do. It was like a 50-50 fakie, and it was kind of like my first ever like me trick that I found. I remember someone saying like, skateboard unique to yourself, like find your unique way to skate. Because I would try to do some other tricks people would do, but I was like, well, how am I going to find that for me? Like, so I found that 50-50 fakie of that long channel, and then I did 270 feeble and then boneless to tail. I remember the combo.
Okay.
And I ended up getting second place, and Brighton won, Nora got third, and I got second, and I was like 12, and I was like holding this, like, what? Like, when I kept making it to the finals, it was just so surprising, and I remember being able to, oh my gosh, that was it.
We're gonna
How
see,
did
we're
you
gonna
guys
see if,
do
We're gonna
that?
see if you were telling the truth on your run.
That's actually true. This is so fun.
And what are
being
you
able to
here?
see
You said
this.
12 or 14 or something?
Yeah, I was 12 years old,
12,
turning
okay.
13.
Wow.
Because it was August 3rd. I remember the date for some reason.
And so you got second place.
Yeah, second place in this.
And then so that brought you to Sweden.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I remember that lean to tail was so frightening for me. That was one of the first tricks where I wouldn't actually do the lean to tail. I wouldn't practice that trick. I'd only do it in the contest because I was too afraid to practice it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now it's like that trick where it's like safety, like feels fun in practice. I had this thing I'd never practice. I'd only just imagine it and then try to do it in the contest, really.
But you would get used to the bowl,
Yeah.
right? You would do all
Yeah.
that. Yeah. You weren't just like, I'm going to drop in and kill
No,
it. Yeah.
not like that magical Mitchie Brusco imagination.
Oh, Mitchie Brusco, yeah.
How'd it feel going into the contest? Were you nervous at all?
Oh, yeah. I was so nervous. Oh, my gosh. It was like that first time, I think it was was that 2017? I don't know if Roger's back there.
2017
He's back
was
there.
second at Vans Park Series. Yeah.
And then I didn't know where Sweden was. I didn't know it was in Europe. This must be behind the scenes.
Yeah, this is a little BTS stuff.
This is amazing.
It's 11 minutes long. We're going to watch the whole thing.
I didn't know this existed.
Really?
No.
I love that. Okay, so we get to Malmo.
There's Jordan.
We get to Malmo, Sweden. First time out of the country.
Yeah.
How'd you do in this contest? Were you nervous?
Good. Can I just say, too, I'm so grateful. Like, I want to ask you guys questions.
I know. Well,
You're
this
so
is
sweet. What did I get? I think I got 10th place.
10th place. That's not bad. I mean, you probably had a blast.
So much fun.
Yeah.
I remember I loved Kisa's run. Kisa Nakamura. She was in there. She would do back 360s off the bank. That was Brighton's contest. She won that one, and that was her like beginning kind of that time when she was winning a lot. And 2016, and we were best friends. So, like seeing her and getting to know her like when she was during that time, because that was a big deal for her. Like so young and getting on Red Bull and then winning X Games, being the youngest girl.
Mm.
And I remember we'd have sleepovers and we'd talk about it. And
Really?
yeah, it was just, I don't know, it was just super, it was a gift that she got to tell me about that, and we got to experience that together so young. Yeah.
And the contests kept going, right? Like you like the contests, right? After that, it was
Yeah.
like do tours and stuff like that. Like you kept competing.
Yes. Yeah.
How did you do? What's your favorite? Like, I feel like for you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like it's more of the camaraderie with the contest. You get to see everybody. It's like a fun experience, like more than the contest. Or are you like gunning for that third place, the early grab off of the hit? Like, you know what I mean, though? Like, because I feel like you're a people person. You want to go out and just experience people.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I get that.
It's funny. When I was younger, like 12, 13, I never actually talked that much. Like I was super quiet. And like my sister's kind of that way. I watched her volleyball game the other day, and she would talk, but I found so many similarities. I'm like, she's going to learn one day. She's going to want to talk.
Older, younger?
Younger.
Younger, okay.
And she's 13 right now. So I'm just seeing myself like, oh, just amazing.
One day she's going to talk.
Oh my gosh. And she talks a lot, but I think it's one of those things where you're taking in so much already that you're listening a lot. And it's like when you're even a baby, like that prenatal stage, you're kind of like taking it in, but you're doing a lot of babbling and talking and not caring. And then you kind of end up, when you're older, I think you end up like finding your voice a lot more But it's just, yeah.
I think skateboarding helps with that a lot because I used to be quiet also, you know, and then as you go and travel and be around more skateboarders and just people in general, and people want to come up and talk to you, and you have to have conversations, and I think that really like helped me break out of my shell, you know.
Totally.
For sure.
Conversations, like, they're so important. I remember being there, and there was like an interview, and I think it was one of my first interviews I've ever really done. And I remember thinking a lot about the answers, like taking time to think. And then later on in life, Christian Soy told me this tip, which I'm obviously very grateful for.
I can't wait to hear this one.
He said, like, just say exactly how you're feeling right now in the moment, because there's going to be so many more interviews. And if you say what you're feeling right now, like, it's going to be the best answer. And it was kind of like there's no mistakes, like that thing when you're talking from the heart. And he told me himself, he's like a showman in the competitions. Like, he likes to take a moment to pause before he drops in to get the crowd like ready. And I was like, that's
Christian? No. Christian Soy.
Get the people
I
hype.
love that.
Wants to make sure
Yeah.
all eyes are on him.
Yeah. Do you take his advice on that? Do you wait for the crowd to get hyped before you drop in?
Yes.
You throw your arms up like, let's go.
That one's a hard, like, you know when you're about to do something and you're like a little nervous. So you're always like, you're not that confident, but you're kind of doing half what you're like. Like, I'm a little nervous. But
We were really contest guys. So I don't know if like
No. I do that when I'm ordering at Starbucks.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go. Let's get this done.
like-
Get it together.
Oh my gosh.
I'm about to order a short latte right now.
guys, I'm gonna laugh too hard. I'm literally imagining you.
Come on.
Hey, I try to turn around and
go.
hey, let's go.
Okay.
I usually get dirty looks, but you know.
Yeah, I think my face is so red.
No.
Yeah, I definitely was not all like the contest person at first.
Yeah, okay.
I think I was very much figuring it out, that life. And then one day, things kind of switched. Like, the more you do, the more you like what you do, for me. I
And
think.
you figure it out, right? Because I feel like you have a very different routine than anybody else in the contest, too. So you kind of have your own thing going on, you know?
Yeah.
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 Do you pick your own music? Do you like get that in depth, when you're at a contest to
Oh
make
my
you feel that much more comfortable?
Yeah, I love that question. Yes. Honestly, the few times I remember, you know Vern Laird?
Of
Vern.
course.
Yeah, Vern, woo! I love his 9 Club Talk. It's awesome. He is definitely the best DJ. Can't stop smiling. He always played Dreamin' by Blondie for me, which is my favorite song. It was just the best. And Nationals in the USA Skating, because it was in the TF, and it's kind of like Vern and his natural habitat in this big indoor TF. And you're like, it's a lot of stuff happening. Like, we're in this big facility. There's a national contest. Vern's in his world doing his DJ stuff. We're all getting ready. So he would play and make sure we felt just at home, like, when he's playing
Did you
music.
tell him to play Blondie and all this stuff? Or did he ask you, like, hey, what's your favorite music?
He asked,
Okay.
but after a while, he starts just knowing. Because at Vans Park Series, he'd play a lot of Fleetwood Mac, Vans Park Series, which was fun. He'd play Everywhere by Fleetwood Mac. That was our favorite song.
Vern does have an eclectic mix of music, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac.
I know.
You're
Yeah,
not-
Credence.
You're not skating with headphones on at times, are you?
These ones. No, I'm kidding. No. I actually just bought my first pair of headphones. But no, I'm not. I think I see a lot. Like, Gavin skates with AirPods a lot. I've always wanted to try it, but no.
Well, it is kind of weird when you're skating at a public place with a lot of people around. It's almost somewhat
Yeah.
rude, but also when you want to get in the zone, you're in the zone.
Yeah, I can understand with the contest atmosphere, you want to like maybe tune everything out and just kind of put your pods in and go, But I don't know.
Totally.
Also,
You never tried it though.
not hearing your skateboard's kind of weird.
Same.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I couldn't deal with that.
Yeah.
That's so true. I think about what it'd be like to have headphones in, and I almost feel like I'm a little separated from the world I'm supposed to be in skating. Like, I feel like when you're skating, you get into this place where there's this relationship between yourself and the world. And when you have that music in, it's like I'm kind of just listening and just here. Like it's a little more narrow-minded, I think. So I like skating with speakers a little more too.
Right.
That makes it fun.
Well, that's a whole vibe for everybody,
Yeah, definitely.
not just yourself.
Yeah.
You're not being selfish.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Well, it's all of that, to be honest. No, it makes
Right.
sense. Yeah.
Because I did kind of have that thing where, like, I wouldn't want to feel. I think at first I wasn't aware if I was selfish or not a little. Like when I was like 14, 15, I kind of went through that phase with like wearing like the black sweaters and like the braces, and my mom would take me traveling, and I'd kind of be like, Mom, like.
Really?
I did have that, and I would listen to a lot of music that other people would listen to. I wasn't really. It wasn't until I was probably like 17 that I cut my hair during COVID in 2020, and I was like, this is kind of who I am. Like it was definitely that moment during COVID where I switched over. So
Interesting.
it's very interesting.
What made you switch over, you think?
I think it was kind of like that natural turning point in your life when even my skateboarding was just it was becoming different. I think I had this moment where I wanted to be super unique to myself. Like I just wanted to do all different tricks, do like Casper to tails and like little twirly bird spins, like the back D spin, revert disasters, and the long sweeper flips. And it was like kind of that point where I would wear big bows in my hair. This is a long story.
No, it's great. No, it's great.
That's what we're here for.
And like it was that point where it was like, okay, this is me, but I'm kind of almost like I had the rainbow overalls. It was that point where I felt so much me. It was like an overload.
Huh.
It was like you're packing in all this you and skating, and it's like almost a little bit of work sometimes.
You must
like,
have to find a balance.
yeah, exactly. A balance between not like having a good, like letting yourself just feel good being you, but not having to present it so much to the world or like to people.
Okay.
I think I definitely was learning how to be myself, and when you first learn something, you kind of do it, like overdo it a little, you know.
I don't even
Because I'm like-
remember figuring myself out. I don't even think I still dubs.
still
I
figuring it out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
he's
think I
still-
even know.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, though? Like at an
Totally.
age, how old were you at that point?
It's 17.
17.
That is
okay. That's
there's
a good
turning point there.
Yeah,
for
That's a
sure.
good turning
for
point.
sure.
Yeah.
And but you remember you were like kind of figuring yourself out, like kind of.
Always though. I think we're always growing, right? As people, you know, you're always kind of hopefully learning and changing and stuff like that. But yeah, I think maybe high schoolish, you know, you start to
Yeah.
like kind of figure it out. And plus I started skating late. So I started at 15.
What
so
year again? Sorry,
what year what?
that you started skating?
It was like 2022, I think, a couple years ago. Yeah.
Wait.
I'm young.
Oh,
91,
Yeah,
dude.
91.
All right.
Started skating in 91. And so I think at that point, yes, at first I was all into baseball and like, you know, wearing, you know, more kind of like sporty, right? And then you kind
Totally.
of then turn into this skateboarder with the baggies and everything.
Totally, the baggy pants.
Yeah.
That one. We all know that one.
So I think I did, but I don't even know if I was discovering myself. I was just kind of going along with what it was back
What
then.
felt
Totally,
right to you
yeah.
at that
It
time?
felt right too, but I was taking in what was going on though.
Right.
Too.
Yeah.
Right.
Like everyone else was kind of doing the same thing. So you're like,
100%.
yeah, I'll hang out.
They
and
got
do the same
jeans and a
thing.
white tee. I'm gonna try
Like
the jeans.
this
and
is
a
the
white
outfit. Like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna go get the outfit. You know.
Yeah.
Come back a couple hours later, just wearing their outfit.
Yeah.
It's so
Like,
funny.
well, you changed.
Fast.
Who is this guy?
You have your own dressing room with you. That'd be fun.
Quick change. But no, it's interesting that you knew that moment. You know.
That is funny, actually, that I knew the moment.
Yeah.
Like I think back at it, and my personality, I get a little distracted sometimes, like all the time. Like before I'm skating, before I'm doing anything, like if so many thoughts are going on, there's like worlds in my head, and then sometimes like that's the best part of skating, is it just refocuses you, but in the most good distracted way.
For sure.
Like it's just such a magical thing, because I think when we think about skating, we imagine like a certain trick sometimes, you know? Like you talk about your life and you think about like yourself in a front Smith, Like, why am I thinking of that moment, like at Washington Street? Or like, why am I thinking of the YMCA right now? Like, it just comes at you at different points in your life, and
Feel good moments.
exactly,
Kind of
like that one.
flashes. Yeah. It's a good one. That's why I got it playing there. I can go remind myself every 5 minutes. You know?
Yeah, I love that.
When you were growing up skating and you got to like start to travel around, you know, did you have a favorite place like Washington Street or was it still like Encinitas area, the Y? Like what was your go-to?
I'm like looking at it, like, yeah. I love the YMCA.
Okay.
It's called the Magdalena Ecke Family YMCA.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just so much fun, like, because it all began kind of, everyone knew it. I was like, you guys know the Y too? You guys know the Y? Everyone knows the Y. And then there's that moment on the vert where they're coming in with the chain and they're about to chain up the ramp, and you're like, no, like they're like, one more. Park's closing. Session's over. That was what they'd say. Session's over. And we're like, no, it's not. We got to there's one more. And they all would do it slow, like, session's over. We know. We got to wait.
They got to wait, yeah.
But it was fun for them. Like, they were all having fun, like the staff. And I think making friends at the Y, they're my lifelong friends now. Like, Connor, Josue was always there. Cody, Quarter Mother, we call him because his last name was Pennyfather.
Quarter Mother, Pennyfather. Okay.
His name's Cody Pennyfather, but everyone would call him Quarter Mother.
I love
Like, that
that.
was his Instagram handle. It was kind of funny. And just growing up there, I think I didn't realize how amazing it was until now. Because I do think about it a lot, and I go there now all the time, but it's a little bit of a metaphor because it started with that 13-foot huge vert ramp on the freeway, and then they tore it down, and that was a really sad moment. That was a sad day.
Why did they
'Cause
tear it down?
I think it had so many, it just had a bunch of different
Problems?
Probably
or
so
something?
old. It was
Yeah.
so old. It's been there that ramp was there for a long time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Probably weathered
Since
off.
I was a kid, it was in
Screws hanging
videos.
out.
Yeah, that could be dangerous. The screws. Got to watch out
Yeah.
for those screws sticking out.
Yeah. And I think a lot of kids, we were pretty upset. Like Xander Newell and Shay McKenna's, those were kind of like my close friends at the Y. And I think my dad also made a video of that one. He was always behind the scenes. That's what I love about him. He's always there to capture. And then we were all thinking for a long time, Mike Nelson worked there. And everyone was coming up with ideas like, what are we going to do now? Like, there's a big empty space. That vert ramp was like the highlight of like Encinitas. Like, everyone would go, Daniel Cuervo and like Mike McGill, Steve Cab, again, like all of them. I think Danny Way was always there. So much fun.
They didn't build anything new there? They just tore it down and left it, or they didn't replace it with anything?
They didn't build anything new for probably like almost a year,
Okay.
I think. Because it was right by, you guys know those two concrete bowls? The right next to it? And then they have the big mosaic of like the orange tiles and the black tiles. That orange tile bowl, I just think it changed everyone's life. That park,
How so?
because everyone would get together and skate that bowl, and it was like, still felt like it was back in time, like stuck in time a little bit, I think. And yeah, like, oh, that's the Bryce and Brighton show. We had like our own little show. It was so fun.
But is this the bowl?
That's it. Look,
That's
I'm mall
it,
grabbing.
okay.
See? No, I love it.
It's a very-
the mall grab's good. Willie and I talked about this.
It's the most comfortable way to carry a board. I'm going to say that right
Yes.
now. Okay, it's frowned upon, but it's so comfortable.
It is. Oh, and my stance was so wide back then. It was funny because,
Well, you're little. Look at you.
and that's Jack, Brighton's brother. He would always film for the Ride channel, I think.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And he had his own, he was a musician. We were just all like the best of friends.
Nice.
Spicoli Films, that's what it was called.
Spicoli.
And like, we would all make edits at the Y and do like, there was that song. Oh, I'm not going to actually,
Oh, she
It's
busts
like-
out
Here.
busts out the ukulele.
I remember it's like, I was scared of dentists and the dark. You know that song?
Yeah.
I was scared of pretty girls and starting conversations. All my friends are turning green. You know that one?
Yeah.
I might get a copyright
You're the
strike.
magician.
Yeah.
That was good.
Copyright strike?
Yeah.
we're not singing Riptide. It's a different song. I'm just kidding. But oh my gosh. Yeah.
You do have a really good voice.
Yeah.
You have a
Singing
really
voice.
good voice.
Thank
yeah.
you.
And you made albums and stuff too, right? Songs. You've released songs on like Spotify, right?
I feel so like yes.
Yes.
How many
my God.
downloads?
Put a
do
flag
we
in
got? We
there.
got downloads. How many? What's the?
We got, I think, 2 million as of yesterday.
What?
No, I'm just joking. I'm kidding.
Wow.
I am
Damn.
kidding. Maybe 400, 500 listeners.
Okay.
But I love
That's
music so much.
500 people.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's a lot.
But you're just
Think
like
about
making
that.
your own music and uploading it? That's
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
DistroKid, on DistroKid, if anyone's interested. It's so much fun. It's like, my first ever song I wrote was called Flip the World Upside Down. And it was totally the song. Like, I think I was 14. I was 13 when I got my first. This is my first ukulele when I was 13.
Okay.
I got it, and I still have it. I got to bring it to
Love
the
it.
first Olympics with me, and like that was super cool because it was like not a different one, you know, it was the same one, and that's what I love about it. And then that song was like all about flipping the world upside down to see the simple things.
Should we listen to it?
It's more than
Yeah.
500. Look at all the views. You got 5,000, 3,800,
No way.
1,500.
She hasn't checked it out in a minute.
Look
huh?
at that.
I did not know that. I've actually never seen them before.
We're not gonna get copyright. We can play this and not get copyright infringement, right?
Well, you have to download that. I could do it on my
Ah,
phone.
okay.
But maybe just tell people, go to Bryce Wettstein's Spotify
Boom.
and download the songs.
Oh,
We're trying to.
You're trying to,
We're giving you a good plug.
Yeah.
You're gonna,
Thank
that
you.
5,184 is going to turn into 5,185.
That's
oh,
awesome.
I thought you were. Wow.
Really
Okay.
quick. Yeah.
So
Real quick.
Real quick.
it's so funny, like to see them all.
You got a lot of songs.
What do you got?
Yeah.
10?
I think I got like 17.
Oh, good.
The whole
50.
album here.
But honestly, if I were to speak about this for a second,
Go ahead.
it's very interesting. It's very resplendent. I have to use the word. Like, for me, music definitely changed my life in crazy ways because, like, skateboarding was always that place for me where when I was 17, 16 and I got to know it and it got to change my perspective and I got to say, like, now I'm seeing the world way more how I want to see it. And when I started writing songs, I was super inspired by Grace Vanderwall. She had been on America's Got Talent, and she sang a song like, I Don't Know My Name. And I was the same age as her, and we had like the same birthday. And I was like, I'm going to get one. And it was after Girls Combi Classic, that contest, my mom surprised me with a ukulele. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I started learning 4 chords, C, G, A minor, F, which are like the 4 chords you need for so many songs. And
Okay.
I remember playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and then Jason Mraz, I'm Yours. I'd always play that one. And it's super amazing because, like, talking about it almost makes me cry.
You've almost cried a few times on
Yeah.
the show.
Because it's so... Because I guess I never think about I bring it everywhere with me, and I don't know how that started. Like, it feels strange to not go somewhere without it now.
I see you
So-
everywhere with it. Yeah.
It's like your comfort
Yeah.
blanket in that
Wait,
sense.
so the girl Grace that she had a ukulele as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was like kind of brought it back because it was a lot about guitar, and there's even a banjolele, a banjo and a ukulele together, which was super fun.
Oh, what?
A banjolele.
It's like a liger. What is it?
Like the
Banjolele?
yeah.
A banjo and a ukulele.
Oh my God.
And like a lute, like the lute instrument. I remember that one. It was just and a cigar box ukulele. That one was fun.
Huh.
I haven't learned all these. Oh,
There
that's
she is.
Grace. Yeah.
Oh, she's got a little ukulele.
I know. She was kind of like the first, definitely the first person I saw, but
Huh. So she inspired you.
she did.
Okay.
Yeah. And then,
Oh, sorry.
no, you go, Kelly.
I was just gonna ask, how did you start learning?
I think so. I remember being in the car on the way home, learning a lot. And then I also remember being at my friend's house, and I wrote Flip the World Upside Down. And the lyrics are like, they think we're different because we're not like them, only allies in minimal situations. And then it's like, when the door closed, they all followed, all those simple things that usually go unknown. And then the chorus is like, white walls and yellow flowers. And it's like very upbeat. And then it was like, simple things hold so much power. And I was like, that was kind of my whole like statement. And I remember writing songs and like, this is so much like skating. Like, I feel so kind of like liberated. My feet are off the ground, but on the ground at the same time. Grounded, but also free. It was just super magical.
And you just come up with lyrics like out of nowhere?
Yeah. Like, I have a whole journal of lyrics. Like, I have to bring my journal with me everywhere and write all the time.
Okay. So you get inspired. You think of a line or a lyric or something. You write that down, and then you try to put them all together. I have no idea. I have no musical bone in my body. I can't even whistle. You know?
Yeah, you can really.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, thank you.
It's crazy. It just. I'm even forgetting what I'm talking about now. I'm so passionate about
just
this.
writing songs and feeling it and being in the moment, right? It's like skating. You know, you're feeling that trick in the moment.
flowing.
So
Yeah.
Willie Santos, he's here.
Yes.
We would travel to Shanghai and Budapest and bring the ukulele, and he'd always film and be like, let's do a 15-second song, let's do a 45-second song, maybe 30-second song. And then we would do it before the contest started because it was like just ease the nerves. But also it like put you in the state of mind where it's like I am feeling like careless but also like carefree but also careful, like I'm having to pay attention but freely. And that's like the mindset of like the skating and the contest. And even when you're focused on a really big trick, you have to have like a free flowing mind, but also focus at the same time. So we call it flocus.
Okay.
So it's super fun.
What was the one?
Banjo-
Banjolele.
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 Locus.
Liger.
So you write the lyrics out, and then how do you come up with like what you're playing, like the sound? You just start singing kind of whatever comes out, or
Kind of what she did in the
yeah.
beginning. She did like a little freestyle with, and it came to her.
She uses the notes G, A, what were they?
A minor C.
C?
See? That's it. See you
See?
later. This is
Bye-bye.
D,
Okay.
F, G. You can add a pinky.
Okay.
And then a lot of Jack Johnson songs are kind of like that. You come up with that steadiness, and it kind of carries you,
Yeah.
and then you get lost.
Let me try. Let me do that thing.
don't break that thing, Chris.
I'm not gonna break
Oh
it.
my God!
She's traveled around the world with this thing. There's
knock
no
this
way
damn
I'm gonna
mic
break
over.
it.
Bro, with the
Doug's got
microphone.
excited. He wants to sing.
Get us
Wants to
something.
sing,
We gotta do a
man. You know what I'm
duet. Wow. We should do a duet. Chris is on the 9 Club, and here he is. We'll hear it out, 'cause here we are. And now we're about to celebrate, 'cause we're celebrating today. Yippee-ki-yay.
We're going for the break. We're breaking it down. We're going to the break.
Break it down, break it down. Chris is right here now.
Oh.
Freestyle on the 9 Club. Everybody knows that we're here to say, and we got it with the bros, and we're here when we're slacking. We're not slacking. we're guitar slacking. We're from Hawaii.
Wow. Have you ever performed with Omar Hassan, a.k.a. Larry?
Oh my goodness.
Larry's
Can I say that
he's a
again?
good freestyler.
Can I say oh my goodness again?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Guys, Omar is amazing.
He is. He's freestyled on our show before. He's great.
A couple
did?
times, right?
Okay.
Yeah, a couple times. He's good.
It wasn't him.
No, it was Larry.
It was Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was Omar. Yeah, maybe Larry.
You want to try it?
Doug, give it a couple.
Guys, Omar, we were in Oregon, Portland for that Rockstar Tour event a few
Yeah, I was
2
there.
weeks.
It was
2 weeks
amazing.
ago. Oh, Chris, you were there. I knew that. And like he grabs ukulele. I think Tom's there, Corey's there, Roman's there, Kieran's there, a few other guys, and we were all sitting on, they call it the stoop outside the hotel.
Uh-huh.
And Omar starts playing, and he's like, I got a sty in my eye. I don't know where I am, but I lied because I don't have hair. I'm a little bald, but that's okay. And he starts freestyling, and I'm just listening like, oh my gosh. And Tom Shar has like raffle tickets all around him because he's winning a raffle, and he's just like dying laughing. And like it was just the funniest moment because I didn't even know Omar sang that much.
Oh yeah,
He's amazing.
yeah. Get a couple drinks in him, and Omar, Larry goes.
Larry goes,
goes.
right?
Larry goes.
And he's like, I'm Mar on here, War. My name's Omar.
Oh,
Mar,
yeah.
I'm on the Mar.
He's amazing. That stoop was quite the stoop. Yeah,
It was actually, wasn't it?
it was. It was.
I
every
was
night.
wondering how much time we spent. Just kind of, it was fun to go outside.
Probably more than the contest for sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Okay, let's bring it back. I want to
All right,
talk
let's bring
more
it
about
back.
skateboarding because
Skateboarding.
I want to talk to you about because you're on a legendary company now. You know, Stereo Skateboards, Chris Pastris, aka Dune,
Yeah.
Jason Lee, not to mention their whole team. But how did that even come about?
Ooh, wow.
And you're pro for them, no less too. So
Can't
that's
believe
amazing.
it. Can't believe. I was probably about, think 17. It was around that time, and I remember sitting at the counter, and Silly Girl had just kind of let me go because they were falling out. Like Matt moved to Palm Springs, and he didn't kind of, you know how it goes with the board companies.
Sure.
And like, I remember sitting at my house and just we were thinking a lot about board companies and like sponsors and like people that would be fitting. And I think more importantly, I was like thinking like Silly Girl wasn't really, I was so young that it was more of a family decision, family thing. And I think I was so happy to be on the team because they asked me. And I think that is definitely one of the best parts of my life. But I was definitely ready to, I think, search. But in that searching, I'd kind of been searched upon and I didn't even know because Chris Pastris had emailed us and was like, you know, we have Stereo Skateboards. I think Bryce would be kind of like the perfect fit. It's very musical and kind of whimsical. And I'm like, and I was looking at all their decks and it was like a saxophone and a clarinet and the guitar. And I think one of them was called like the mandolin. And I was seeing like Chris's boards were so beautiful. He always had like the dune on them and like New York City. And they had a lot of like that kind of like pizzazz where it didn't have to be too much to be too much, but it wasn't too much. It was like the perfect much. And like, yeah, he kind of just said like, you know, consider this if you want. And I remember my mom was talking to me about it a lot. And she was like, and we knew Chris for so long. He was always on deck of the Vans Park series.
Okay, so you knew Chris, you knew Stereo. You weren't a stranger to it.
No, I wasn't a stranger to them, but I didn't know a lot about Stereo Skateboards. Like, I knew just enough, but I think it was more Chris Pastris that had gotten me. That's why I kind of wanted to be there at first, because he was like kind of like one of my idols as a person. More as a skater too, but more even as a person, because he was the way he would talk to you, he had so much heart, and he was a very like hearty, hefty, passionate, awesome guy. And so being able to like be interviewed by him too was fun because it was like a friendship.
Right.
So it's kind of how it started. And then I remember getting on the team, and Jason Lee they were the co-captains. They were called the co-captains.
Yeah.
And then I watched Tin Can Folklore, and that was like a light up moment like that. And it was so awesome to be like seeing it because it was on the CDs, wasn't it? What was that? What it was called?
Oh, the DVD.
The DVD.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it was there was no sound,
Too good.
and we
What do you
watched.
mean there was no sound?
I don't think there was. Oh, there was sound. Actually,
Stereo sound.
no,
Stereo
stereo
sound.
sound.
Yeah.
It was stereo sound.
Like this is it right here, 1996.
And the jazz. That's what that
Well, it's
magical.
Very
That's a
musically
good video.
inspired. You know, all the board graphics
Totally.
and everything.
Look at Jason.
Were you
like,
a fan of Jason Lee? I mean, did you know of his acting at that point in time? I don't know if maybe you knew about his skating, but or
Okay.
did you?
Honestly, I didn't know that much about his skateboarding. Like,
Okay.
I knew I didn't know the actor's name. Like, I knew, oh my gosh, not Ratatouille. Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Alvin and the
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And Ratatouille.
Almost Famous.
And Almost Famous is my favorite movie with Penny Lane, right?
yeah, Penny Lane. Yeah.
And I was watching that on the plane. I did not know he was in that movie. I didn't know My Name is Earl. I didn't know that one.
Okay.
And I knew of Alvin the Chipmunks, and it was so funny. There was that pro party when I was not finally. Oh my god! When I was
Finally turned.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I meant.
Take it out.
Oh my gosh! And it's like they're all listening. And I went in. Well, I need to explain that story later. But what I was going to say is he was there in the house, and I remember, Poppy, should I do it? Should I do it? And I yelled, Alvin, really loud in the house, and just so he would hear. And I kept going, Alvin, and he wouldn't turn around.
Yeah, right.
And he was like, and I just remember doing that because I was so happy he was there.
Bryce, have you ever seen his Blind Video Days part?
Oh, Roger.
Yeah,
Blind Video Days?
Yeah.
This is the first video
gosh,
I
yes.
ever saw.
No way.
This is 1991.
This is the
year I
first
started
one?
skating. This is the first video I saw.
One of the best street skateboarding videos, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, Jason
No
Lee,
way.
he didn't really have too many video parts, but he was like an instant legend.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful video.
his style stood out.
I mean, look at
It was
Style, the
crazy.
tricks. I mean, just
Look at how he
the-
skates.
That
man.
manual.
Woo.
That was like a cloud. Did you see
Yeah,
that? Oh my gosh.
He pimped that
set
out.
that thing down. Yeah, but he was great, man. But,
Shove
so
it.
it must be cool to like ride for these guys.
This is so magical to
You
see.
know? Yeah.
Even the way it was filmed, man, it was just
Look
what
at
a
that.
time.
Spike Jones.
Yeah, straight up.
Spike Jones. So
It's like he's just like thinking and thinking and thinking, but not too heavy, just light thinking.
well, he's writing a song. You know?
So true.
So obviously they asked you to ride for him. You started to already knew Chris Pastris from the vans and the announcing and stuff like that. But you said you did look into it a little bit more. You looked at the graphics and because like I think that is everything, you know, as a skater fitting in with the company.
Yeah.
And you know, you need to be just as psyched on the company as they are on you, right? So
Totally.
how was it an instant like, oh, this feels right?
Yes, it was. I definitely remember it feeling so right, but it almost just felt right. Like,
Okay.
because
When it feels right, it feels right. You know?
exactly, you're almost confused. You're like, should there be more to it? Like, should there be more? No, it feels right.
Yeah.
Like, it was just right. There's not so much, I think, like true love, like if you just like being around the person, it's kind of like it's simple. Like the good things, like they're simple.
You feel it.
Exactly.
Yeah. You
And
know.
it was super awesome because, okay, so I'll admit it. Before that, I was dreaming of getting on, who can guess? I was dreaming of getting on Polar.
Oh, no way.
Oh,
I was going to say
sick.
Crooked.
Oh, that would have been, well, it's funny because I just loved Polar.
Okay.
I don't know why. I mean, I know why. But,
Oski.
yep. Like, I remember, he actually changed my life, too, to just bring it back for a second. I saw him skate that run in Shanghai, China for the first time. It was the first time a lot of people saw him skate. And Nora was saying the same thing. We were all freaking out. Because he came in, he alley-oop wall-rode off this wall into the park, then did a switch 50-50 grind off the rail.
Say that again. He
Yeah,
wall rode what?
He alley-oop wall rode
Uh-huh.
the kind of like the paper wall. Like, you know when a wall is kind of like not that sturdy?
Yes.
It kind of,
Flimsy.
yes, flimsy. He rode in on that, and then he did a nose bonk off like the smallest place you could do a nose bonk, but it just looked so perfect. And then he did, I think he did like one of those switch ollies, and then he did switch 50-50 off this huge rail gap. That was my favorite part.
Okay.
And then he always did those frontside air wall ride to fakies, which I loved. And there was one thing about him too. He would do this alley-oop back lip slide. And he did it in the Malmo Park, and it was a gap alley-oop lip slide. And he'd use his arms like this. So he would kind of look like, the way he used his arms inspired me. And that's kind of where I changed my style, which is really crazy to think that those moments can like make you want to change your style. But we all, like, you know those moments?
Well, style in what way? What do you mean? Like the way that you skated or just the way that you're like kind of even
Yeah,
thinking?
were you trying to like mimic his arm movements?
Well, I think both, because the way he changed my thinking as in don't look at the wall, don't look at the ramp so much. Like, don't face what you're facing so much. Like, let it come to you naturally. Kind of like surfing when you're letting the wave.
Oh, okay. I know what you're saying.
And like he had that like perfect, beautiful daintiness.
Interesting.
Where I wanted to, so I started doing that on alley-oops when I learned them. Not to keep, because my arms would go like this sometimes. They'd be like kind of by my side, poised, like, and I wanted more movement in my skating. Because I
you
think
felt
that's
being like this is like more stiff, right? You wanted
Yeah.
to have that like flow.
totally yes.
Okay.
And like I remember changing the way I moved in skating, kind of, because I think deep down there was a lot of movement hidden inside me. This is it. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Oh my gosh. The sunflowers in China, they would paint all of their. See? Oh
He
no,
skates
I actually imagined it
Wow.
differently.
That was nuts.
That was so beautiful. And they would paint all their skate parks in Vans Park Series, hand paint them.
Wow.
That part.
That was the nose bond.
Yeah, and then they would like tear it down after, so you would only
Right.
skate it like this one.
Ooh.
Just the way
He's a beast.
I think it was different for me seeing improvisation. Like skating has how it should be, like the
Right.
video part kind of feeling.
Right.
Like when you watch a video and it's just magic. Because I think in contests you can get nervous and you'll hold back because of that a little.
Sure,
Sure.
sure. So he definitely was an influence on
Yeah.
your skateboarding.
And Dane Brady too.
Dane
Oh,
Brady.
okay.
Okay.
And Willie Santos.
In the town.
And Rodney Mullen.
where oh yeah.
Sorry.
Rodney
Keep
Mullen,
singing
yeah.
this.
No. I'm done. That's
You
it. That was it.
You gotta keep
I don't think
singing.
Chris. She should be the only one singing on
What
the
are you
show.
talking- Kelly?
Chris should not
Oh
be
my
singing.
God.
Willie
I can't
Santos
believe
is here. I have to sing him the song that he skated to in the Birdhouse video.
Is that what's happening?
In the town where I was born, lived a man who sailed the sea.
It's a
This
Beatles,
Beatles
right?
song.
Yeah.
It's
No
Beatles. It's a
way.
great. What is that? Ravers. Yes. Ravers. Oh my god, I love
Yellow
that video.
Submarine.
I love that video.
Hey, isn't
It's
it
hard to find though
something-
because
Somebody know.
Beatles on YouTube and the music rights
is.
it's hard to find.
I think it plays it.
Does it really?
What?
It plays it. It plays the tune.
We can't play
We
the
are
Beatles.
Oh, you can't play
living
that
in
even
the
on the
summer.
little
The
thing?
Beatles is gnarly.
The little
with their
thing?
music.
What's-
you can't
what's
even
my
find
favorite
Willie
song by
Santos's
him?
part on
Wow.
because of the copyright situation with the Beatles.
Can we
That's-
write after this a list of Beatles songs so we can
They've
look
got a
them up
lot,
later?
though.
They definitely got a lot.
My
We'll be here forever.
that's true. My favorite one, not to bring it back to me again, but I'm just kidding.
It is all about
I'm just
you.
doing.
How
I don't
dare
want to.
you.
I don't want to.
It is your
dare
episode,
you.
so we are here talking about you.
I'm saying I love that one, Across the Universe. Have you guys heard that one?
Maybe.
It's talking about like a million shards of glass breaking into like light. And for me, like poetry is like such a skateboarding thing. I think when I see people, even Aiden Campbell, like a lot of these skateboarders I'm watching now, I feel like different types of poetry. Like how can I write about that after? Like I'll have to write how I feel after, kind of like a little reflection on things that I watch or see. 'Cause I remember I'm going all these directions.
You're fine.
The last direction, because Andy Anderson also has that notebook, that journal he writes in. So we signed each other's notebooks.
I was there, I think, when you signed each I was, where was that? Was
Mano
that in,
Mano.
was that a Mano Mano? Yeah, it was? Okay.
So I just love the poetry part of skateboarding. Like we all do. We all love that.
Wait, so you watch someone skate and then right after write about what you just watched?
Yeah.
That's pretty. You in like a little book that you have or a journal?
Yeah.
Are you going to write about this show? After?
Yes.
I think Andy Anderson's book. I think it's blank though. I think it's just a. I think he just.
Oh, just
I
like
think it's
jot
just
down.
blank.
He doesn't jot down ideas?
No, I think it's just blank.
Why would you
Yeah.
carry around a blank book?
Just for the show.
Huh?
No.
Well, hey, to be fair, obviously, but like, like he'll like literally be skating and then get out, write something down, and put it back
He's
in his
a
back
man.
pocket.
I
Yeah.
love.
It's pretty
Dude,
incredible.
so at the Mono, I was laughing so hard at Andy. I have to derail this for one Andy Anderson story.
Me too.
He was doing it was the Tricks for Cash by the chin ramp, right?
Yeah.
Remember that everybody was doing little Tricks for Cash?
Yeah.
Somebody would do a trick, everybody would come over, they'd grab the cash, they'd put it in their pocket. Andy would stop. He would like grab the cash, get his wallet out, open his wallet, put this, and then he'd be talking to you the whole time. Then he'd like put his wallet back, and then he'd go and skate, and then he'd do another trick, and then he'd come back over, get another 20,
Oh my
take the wallet
gosh.
back out. Like he was so precise with
It couldn't
it.
just go in his pocket.
No, He had to put it in his wallet every time. He must have spent like 40 minutes just putting money in his wallet.
Spent
That's
more
how
time
good he
than
is.
money? No, I'm just
100, yeah. It's Andy Anderson. I mean, he pulled.
amazing.
Okay,
I mean,
that's my. That's a good Andy Anderson.
that's a
He's
good,
great.
a good ending, a good ending. He,
You got jokes.
Amelia and I don't know if we should say that. No, I'm going to say it.
Okay.
we all, he knows, we all kind of took a picture of his journal for memories, like a page of it.
No
so
way.
we could have, like, because it was describing how to do the tricks. And for me, like, it's so fun to tell those stories because I remember him describing, like, from point A to point Z, kind of like about how the trick would be. And the way you'd read it, you'd understand it because it wasn't like a normal instruction. It was like your instruction, like you're putting your instructions into it.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's
Everybody, oh my God, Raj! It was so
What happened?
short-lived though.
oh
Look
my
at him take
God.
his wallet out.
It's
Like
so
I'm going to give him
natural.
money.
It's so
He's taking
natural, too.
wallet. He's taking his wallet out. There's Lizzie right there too.
I love Lizzie.
Yeah, she's great. But anyway, we got to get back to I want to talk more about Stereo.
Jason and
yeah,
Chris.
about Jason
me
and
too.
Chris and all that because they're fabulous people and they've been running Stereo for a long time and it's a
Totally.
very like heritage brand nowadays. So
Mm-hmm.
after you did the research and you finally did you say yes or how did you actually get on the team?
I remember the story where he kind of like he told me about everybody that was kind of on the team, like Yoshi, and like I was like, oh my God, Yoshi! Like I love that name straight off the bat.
How about his last name, Tannenbaum?
Oh my God.
yeah.
That
And
sounds
so-
great.
I'm in.
Yeah. And then he had a lot to say about it. And I think I was kind of just all ears because we didn't do a lot of like team meetups at first. It was a lot of like explanation and thinking. And there was this moment where we all went to this place in LA called Friendship Auditorium. Have you guys heard of that place?
No.
We all did this fun meet and greet session. And I think Chad Muska just somehow made his way there too. And we're like, Chad's here. I'm like, oh, Chad's here. And he did like, had an bright orange shirt on. And we had all these trash cans. And we like would ollie over them one by one. And
I
then
skated there.
you
this
have?
place?
Wait, you know what I'm talking about? Yes. Wait, so you do know?
Is that the place down there? There's like a curb or like is there a curb down in the parking
Yeah.
lot down there? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, okay.
That was super fun. It was right kind of near Griffith Park.
Yes.
Oh, I know
Exactly.
I do know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Okay.
Everybody
so
skated
red
it-
curb, it's a ledge, right? Or-
double-sided white curb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we skated Griffith Park after actually.
Okay.
Because it was also someone's birthday. And that was super fun because that was the first time, and Josue drove me up there. So he got to go. And then Chris brought us all like a box of pizza. And Chris he's just so happy everyone's there. Like he's just always happy everyone's there.
Yeah.
He doesn't need anything but us and like the people and like that's what makes him and that's what makes us happy, just like meeting up. And then we all did a follow line. I don't think Jason was there that day, but I didn't actually meet Jason until the pro party.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, like, and everyone's freaking out, like, the Jason's here. Jason.
That's
like,
when you screamed Alvin.
Poor guy just walks in the door. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
know, right? I mean,
No, I think you're right. It was red curb.
Oh,
it
either
was
way,
not a
either way.
white curb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it was a red one.
Yeah.
And I had this helicopter hat that I would wear. And I remember we all took turns putting it on, like this helicopter hat. And
It is white.
it's so funny.
There it is right there. It's
Yeah.
half white, half
Yeah.
That was
red.
so much
Nice.
fun. Gosh, I miss it now.
Yeah, I skated there with like Kenny Anderson, a couple other people.
I've never done
Danny
that.
Montoya, maybe Mark. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Wow.
But now we're going into the pro party. Your pro party?
Oh yeah. The pro party.
Hold on.
March 2nd,
Before we get March 2nd, what year?
2022.
Oh, you've been pro for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, so wait a minute. You get on what year?
Think 2021. So
Okay. Wow.
I think they wanted. hold on, was it 2021 or 2022? That March 2nd. Hold on, I gotta do some.
You got to look in the journals. Where
2021. No, okay, so it was after Tokyo, I think. Was it
the
after
Olympics.
Tokyo? Yeah.
When
Okay.
you got on the team or you turned pro?
When I turned pro.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so I remember now. I got on the team before the Olympics, and then after the Olympics, 2022, there was a surprise party, and my dad was like, he was driving me home from school, and I remember he's like, yeah, all the parking lots are kind of shut down and closed, so all the cars had to park up here. He made up this story.
Did you?
And you were like, oh, okay,
You had
cool.
no idea, or were you like, "What is this guy talking about?"
Yeah.
Were you
No.
kind of like,
I was just like,
Wait, where was it?
it was at my house.
Oh,
So that's what was funny. And so I kind of knew because
"Wait a
Josue,
minute, you knew that there was a party or
so
a pro, like you were going pro. You were only on the team for like what, less than a year, maybe, right?
yeah, but Josue and I were working on an introduction part to the team.
Okay.
So we filmed our first part. I filmed my first part in like the end of 2021.
Okay.
And that's that time where like I was first kind of finding that whole part of myself, like what I wanted to really film or really focus on learning. And I loved what Andy does, those 540 spins. Like I loved adding that in places. And like we had just finished the part in like December, near my birthday. It was gonna come out on my birthday. But I think it ended up coming out later. And everyone was supposed to see it on March 2nd. Like that was the whole plan. So I didn't know I was gonna turn pro with that part. That was the whole thing.
Okay.
And it was a 30-year anniversary. So that made it so much more special.
30 years.
I have stereo.
so you thought you kind of figured there was a party going on, but not a turning pro party.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I'm like, the party is here. I'm joking, but I'm not a party of it. No, I'm not a
Part of party.
Kind of there, yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
We got to work on that one. No.
Need some work, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, I thought it would be at night, and I didn't know it'd be in the middle of the day. So
Oh, wait a minute.
oh my gosh, this is it. This is like me sleeping and dreaming. So that story was, I came in through the wrong door. I was supposed to go in the gate and everyone was going to be there. Oh gosh. Oh, shoot.
You gonna cry?
I love Chris's hat. I didn't actually notice the hat he was wearing. It's so fun. Yeah, my sister was so young. Oh, there he is, Jason.
That's the first time you're meeting him?
See, look, you can.
You're like, oh my god.
That's too good.
He's like, "Hi, I'm Alvin."
Yeah. So, and there's Steve.
There's Cab.
No way.
Look at Cab.
Oh, he is.
You got some like all-stars at your
for sure.
party. Wow. Okay.
Honestly, Steve is definitely one of my favorite people
He's
in the
fabulous.
world.
He's great.
There's Minna.
Oh yeah.
She
She's great.
She was so much, and Michaela. That was the girl who called me Michaela. And there's Lady and Tuli. We're on the trampoline. Josue, Poppy. Oh, Tuli. We were.
You're like reliving this right now, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that. That's cool.
Oh.
Wait, that's your ramp?
That's Iguana Bowl?
That's Iguana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like honestly,
Did you guys have a skate session after that?
we did.
Did you?
And
Nice.
someone made a big cutout of my face on it, and I was
Oh.
like, "What?" I'm like, "Where are we?" Like, what? And we all had that session, and we skated up the waterfall, and we were doing early grab 360s up the waterfall. Poppy'd always do that. She was also like one of my biggest inspirations. Like when your best friend's your inspiration, there's something right there.
Well, she's really good at skateboarding too.
She's the best.
Did you set up your board and then skate it, or did you just
No.
skate what you had?
Oh my gosh! The funny thing is, no, I didn't skate my board till like a year after.
What?
Like maybe 6 months, 7 months.
Why?
For some reason, I just didn't. I don't know. I think it was more special for me to see other people like on it, or just see it. Because when I was skating on it, it was almost too much of a dream at first for me. Like, it was so surreal, like always. Like, but at the same time, like it took about a couple months for me to actually, really get to know this is going on.
Mm-hmm.
That part
This is
also,
your stereo part.
that's the most special part for me. Like, I'm so grateful that we got to do that.
And you said you filmed this with Josue?
Yeah, the mismatched shoes are funny. I remember I used to do that. We went so many parks and he would drive me there. That's when I was first learning cab Ds, like, and it was just, I'd wear ribbons, and those were the same shorts I wore in, I think in Tokyo too. Like, I would just wear those. I would just want to do fun tricks.
Was this
See
your
the balloons.
Was this your first part you filmed, or?
I had filmed a part for Exposure, the virtual contest first.
Okay.
And then this is kind of my second one. So I think is this the second one? Or there might have been one before
Okay.
that I'm forgetting about. Gosh, it's been a while.
This is your pro debut.
So this is the second one. This is the
Yeah,
most
you had
special
a
one to me.
stereophonic debut
That
in
was the first
2021.
one.
Then you had 2022 stereo part.
Okay, that's what it was. Yes. So this is the way up to date one, and
Ooh, got the surfing clips too?
Yes.
Let's go.
that's Garvanza. That was the best day. Like, there was this thing where I wasn't used to filming, but there was such a fun feeling when you get to film that you feel like almost a sense of pride. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't really feel that way a lot, but it's almost like this is such my craft. Like, anything could happen, I'd be happy. As long as we just get to have this moment. 'Cause you can create anything.
Right.
And I was learning that, and we were doing the editing together. And I think as he was filming me, I almost didn't want to land the tricks first try because I was having so much fun. Like,
Later on, you're gonna wish that everything was
Oh my
first try. Trust me.
oh my gosh. Oh, that one was like funny. The finger flip back boneless was fun. It was the fast plant. Oh, that was the first time I learned fast plants. Little did I know, Willie inspired me to learn mute fast plants later on, which was so much more fun.
Yeah. Are you kind of freestyling all of this when you're like just filming, or do you are you working with the filmer like, hey, I want to do this, or are you just like, hey, just follow me?
I think it's a lot of freestyle. I think there it is. See? I was telling Willie about crook fakies earlier. I was like, I forgot about that trick. Like, so many things you forget about. It's definitely a lot of freestyle. Because, like, I think the best things happen when you're not, like, you're not scripted, you're freestyling.
But also the filmer has to know what you're doing, too, to capture it some of the times, right?
Yeah.
But it's not
Depending-
it's not planned out that day. She just
Right,
spontaneously doing it.
Depending, like, if they're following you or not. If they're just doing long lens, then
that's
go
true,
ahead,
for sure.
go crazy.
I think he'd actually have a lot of ideas. Like, Josue he's so creative. I was there the first time he started filming. He first discovered he wanted to be a filmer at the Y.
Really?
And he had this tripod set up, and he was like kind of playing around with it. I'm like, Josue, you're really good at this. And he's like, oh, huh?
Well, he's a really good skater, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has the eye. Like, when you have the eye for things, it's like you have an eye, you could just have not a lot of like skill and learn that skill because you have the eye for it. So we would he like saw him filming, and it was so much fun. And then just like filming that part was the best. Going to Volcom and everything.
So you were just filming a part, but then they turned that into your pro part.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Right. How did you feel, though? I mean, you said it was surreal, it's overwhelming, but here you are, I mean, we just started skating at 5 years old. Now we got on stereo. Less than a year later, you're pro. Like, it seems like it's happening pretty quick. You're going through the contests.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're kind of you just were like thrust into everything.
Like a fakey thruster disaster. Oh my god.
But you know what I mean? Like,
She looked around.
whoa, who's here? Who's here?
Oh my gosh.
But it's like
I totally know what you mean.
it's fast. It's happening quick. You're only 20 years old.
It felt kind of like definitely the loss of words feeling. But the best part is that's when I realized how close together like experiences can be. Like when you are immersed in something, it doesn't have to take long for it to be big if you're just spending time with it and quality time with it. Because like spending quality time with skateboarding meant that like I was like thrown into its world. And I think the more I got familiar with it, the more I also got unfamiliar with it. Like there was just so much more happening within that world. And so, like, turning pro, it felt kind of like nothing had really changed. Like, I'm not different now, but suddenly I'm like looking at the world in this way that I feel like now, should I look at it like this? Like, I'm pro? Like, what? I'm pro? The word pro is so unique,
Yeah.
especially in skating, because it's so different when you have your own board. And
Right.
It really is.
like, I think also the pro model, I didn't choose the graphic. So it like started, it was the rainbow, which I just loved. And then we had done musical instruments after. I think I just got super passionate about like being able to like skateboard professionally and say like, I'm skating professionally, but you're also having just as much fun as you were if you weren't professional. You almost feel more like a beginner when you turn pro, because now it's like, oh, like I'm just gonna be more me and like show up, and if I want to do rock to fakies that day or do board slides instead of try 5, just kidding. I'm kidding.
Were you trying to, like, were you working for a pro model board, or were you, because you looks like you just freestyle and enjoy the moment at all times, where you look like, all right, I'm going to get this project done and turn pro, or I want to get pro one day?
Oh. Yeah. It was definitely like surprising.
Yeah. But you weren't
You
weren't
was
expecting.
quick. It was less than a year. It's crazy.
Yeah. But was that like a dream of yours as a kid to be a pro skater, or just to, like just to skate and have fun? Or could be both, to be honest. But
That's the thing. I have this thing about me where like it was a dream to be pro, but it wasn't my main dream. Like it wasn't like something I thought about every day. Like I was just having so much fun skating that I wasn't always thinking about like what it'd be like to be pro. I was always just expecting the moment to be there, like just going through moment after moment, saying, landing a trick, doing that, having fun, getting distracted, doing something that wasn't skating, but still thinking about skating. And then the day came where I was pro, and I was like, am I a pro skater, or am I like a pro person? Guys,
you are
so
both. You are a pro person and a pro skateboarder.
It's so
Combination of
All around pro.
It's so funny. And the reason that's funny is because, like, my life before that, I didn't always just skate. I was always doing other things. And skating was one of the things I loved. And then it slowly started becoming my main love. And that time where I fell in love with it, like, again and again and again, there was a moment where I'm like, whoa, I love this more than anything. Like, I don't even have to say that. Like, I just know I do.
Right.
And I think that's why I felt like the pro person thing, because I felt like almost since I'd kind of graduated to that, like everything else had to graduate, because of that I was also a skater because of the other things I love too. So it was this whole process where skating wasn't just skating for me. It's like also like my world, like all the other things too. So I felt like that kind of. And I think knowing that, turning pro felt kind of like I wanted to commemorate all of the things I loved and my family, and it felt so unselfish to say like I'm a pro skater, because I wanted to say we're all pros. Like I wanted to include everything and everyone. Like I don't know why, I've always kind of felt like that as a person then. So it was just super fun to like be able to say that, but also say thank you. Like have a chance to say thank you. Because, you know, like your sponsors and people and family, like we're moving so fast, it's always so hard to like have a moment to stop and say that. So we should just turn pro a lot of times in life. So we can say that more. So
Well, in skateboarding, there's only a certain amount of times, you know, you turn pro, you get sponsored, you turn pro, you get a shoe. I don't know. Like there's only like a handful of times where it's that feeling, right? Of like the next level, I guess, right?
Yeah, it is also the journey, though. I know what you're saying
Oh,
about
yeah,
like
yeah.
all the sponsors, you know, like everybody that's helped you out along the way. I'm sure there's been a lot of people, and to stop and say thank you to everybody. Like maybe you do, but you want to do it more.
yeah, exactly. I feel that about how it's about the journey.
Yeah.
Because the journey is constantly like moving, and everything's always reconfiguring, and like I think that's what makes it fun, is when you get to a destination, it's like you're only there for a short moment. a short while, and you're like, back off to the journey. So it's like
The journey doesn't stop.
exactly like and even when you travel somewhere, or you skate a contest, or you finish learning a trick, you have that feeling of like the sensation of I've done that, I've learned that, and you have like this moment where you just are still, and like you don't have to be moving, like you just feel content and a relief, and that is the best feeling. And then like that stays there for like months, maybe weeks. But then it's like, now I'm back to, I have to like get going again. And then of course you're still going within that period, but like there's just a certain feeling about accomplishing, like maybe podiuming, or just like learning the trick of your dreams. Like you go home that night and you can just sit.
Yeah.
So I think I was definitely always addicted to that, like in skateboarding, like the feeling of reward, and not even just a reward, but something for you.
Yeah.
Just so
Well, that's
fun.
what it is.
No,
Skateboarding is
big.
so
Yeah.
personal.
You know what's
Totally.
what's crazy is like I'm so blessed, like with all of us, like we have our love for skateboarding and our passion for it, but we wouldn't be where we are if we didn't have people that like believed in us. Like that, it's like I couldn't
Oh
believe
my
that, like growing up, like Don Brown, for myself personally, like Troy Morgan, who like believed in me. Like you were here with like Willie Santos and like Willie, like Chris Pastors.
Yeah.
Jerron, you had like Tim Gavin going in your corner, and like all these, like Chris, you know, you got
Don't have anybody.
no, Chris got brought up by a lot
Thank
of
you,
people.
Rush.
No, a lot of people, like Tim Dowling, you know.
Yeah, no,
It's like
for sure.
how important that is, and when you look back at that, you're like, damn, that's kind of makes cool. I did my thing, but I'm so grateful to have these people.
No,
And
it's,
that-
you harness that energy from those individuals because they are giving you an opportunity. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Like, that's like I always say, like, man, you just put the battery in my back right now because now I'm about to I'm about to turn it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you
Yeah.
know, those people are always so important. You know what I mean?
Energizer
And you try to
Dubs?
do it. I mean, I try to do it to other people and pay that forward because,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd want to see somebody shine
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's cool to see you, like, as your career is like actually just kind of even starting, to be honest. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're, like you still have so many great people in your corner, but you're also, the one thing I wish I did different in my skating early on was that I had a goal, and I wanted, it was like almost I wasn't in the moment. I was trying to accomplish something to get to that moment where I wanted to be, where you are just taking it is the moment, and it's taking you to those places. So like I really like admire the way that you're like think about skateboarding the way that you do it.
I think a lot
Yeah.
of people
Thank
can
you.
learn
Thank
from you.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
Because like I think a lot of people, especially in this day and age, right?
Yeah.
There is the Olympics, and there's certain things that kids nowadays are just training for, right? They're just
Yeah.
striving for like one thing, and that's the goal of like making it to the big stage or whatever it is. And like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if like they even find the love to do this thing in the first place.
Oh
right?
my gosh, I know. Yes, I know what you mean. Like,
Hopefully they will,
yes.
right? If that's their
Yeah.
journey, and that's I'm not taking anything away from that, but how do you love something without loving it?
Yes.
No,
No, no.
like it's
It's
crazy.
totally
it's,
know what you mean.
it's a world full of it now in
Yeah.
skateboarding, right?
I mean, when you love something and then it turns into a job, there's certain things that kind of come your way that you don't expect, and it changes the way that you think a little bit, you know. And I think when something like the Olympics, something that you got to partake in skating, which is amazing. A lot of people were like doing everything they could, which you probably did, but also it looked like you literally were just doing in the moment and got you there.
Totally.
Well, just
Yeah.
having fun,
Yeah.
And
loving
like,
it.
You're
Just doing
right.
what you did naturally in that sense.
Yeah, and you're right about that. People training now, I hope they don't just see that one thing, or I wish there were more AM competitions and like more things like next to people rather than so far off, where they could just kind of jump in, like those castle contests and those fun things. Those make such a difference in
Big
your
time.
childhood, and like the people that believe in you so much. I definitely, like my parents, I was always them. They are just the most, like, putting up with all those journeys and flights and tickets and
That's so
everything.
Cool. Yeah.
And especially like having Willie drive me here and like Willie being alongside me. Like I literally, we kind of started doing the coaching and like have that friendship like a year ago from like kind of today, like just a year of that. And that's just the most sweetest thing ever. So I do always hope that like when I see kids skating or kids doing what they love, like anything, that they have people that will be interested in what they're interested in. And I heard Beaver Fleming, we sat on a flight next to each other and it was so fun. He's a new dad and he said like, I just want to be interested in what my kid's interested in. Like I want to make sure I'm there for them. Because it can feel like if it starts to feel like a job, like what you guys, you know, like it can feel definitely, there's moments that are hard. They're always going to be hard, but like, I think there's always a way to have if you have the smallest bit of fun in there, even through that hardest time, it'll just make the world of difference.
100%. Yeah.
Definitely.
And I hope
Like,
kids,
it's like,
I hope they can love it like we do, you know? Like when we grew up, there wasn't any thing of turning pro or doing, it was just skating. It was just, there wasn't anything.
I didn't have like a goal, like that was my goal. It was just like, I'm skating.
Yeah.
Like that. And if something happens and people put me in the right position, then awesome.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, that wasn't my end all be all. Like, I'm going to be pro. Like, you guys turning me pro. Like,
Right,
no,
right,
that was
right,
never
right.
the case. It was very free flowing and, you know, your peers kind of dictate that too. You know what I mean?
100%. That's why I like, I like your style. I like your approach, everything.
oh,
I feel like
thank
you you're just having fun. That's what it's all about.
it actually took I feel like a while to learn how to not learn how to have fun, but learn how to, do you know what I'm saying? Like almost like learn how to always keep the fun. Because there's times where it can be easy to say it's not because I'm like suddenly like one thing's a little bit challenging. But if like I'm trying to learn even lately, like looking at the challenges as like something funny almost. Like, wait a minute. Like almost challenging the challenge. Like, all right. Like having fun with the challenges.
Right.
And that's probably what you're saying, like about the love where it starts to happen. Understanding and like acceptance, you know? Because like learning how to love or learning how to have fun, it's like you have to relearn sometimes. Because we're all born having fun, sometimes loving it. And then something will happen, like sometimes, you know? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
but if we relearn, like learn again and again and again, I think.
Well, especially
like-
especially as you get older too. I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes you get older and a lot of things you lose that kind of funness, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's with skating too. It does turn into a job at a certain point.
All
you
the
know?
responsibilities.
Responsibility.
Can kind of,
Yeah.
you can get lost
You
in,
can.
in responsibilities
You
for
can.
sure.
It's a
Where-
dream job.
Oh my
1000%.
gosh.
Traveling the
Incredible.
world
Yeah.
and doing
Yeah.
all this stuff and sitting and watching Willie Santos skate and watching his videos and
So amazing.
but you know it's a dream.
You get
It's
to go in a
dream.
van with your
Yeah.
friends, like across the country, just to
oh my
go to
gosh.
skate spots.
It's yes.
Sit in a parking lot for hours.
Like,
Right?
Hey, to be
While someone's filming a clip.
Yeah, having
Uh-huh.
fun.
Yeah.
It's
love
crazy.
Making the best of it.
So that dream job, it's like right there. And it's like we're doing it. And it's like, do you ever have to remind yourself? Because I don't know if I'm like reminding myself ever. 'Cause I'm kinda-
I do.
pinch
I do
yourself.
sometimes.
Do you?
Yeah. Well, because you're just so in the moment that you forget what's going on. And
Totally.
then you're like, oh my God, remember when I was a kid and like idolized that person? Now I'm sitting here skating with that person.
And like that's happening right now.
yeah.
Like literally for me. I'm like,
I
whoa.
wish I would have did that when I was younger too. Like I was so in the moment that I'm like, damn, look what the fuck I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
I'm in Italy.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, I did that a lot. I definitely took it in, but yeah.
Forgetting that you're in Italy is funny.
Or wanting to go home because
That
you're in
too.
Italy. You're like, I just want to go home.
You're homesick. Like, dude, you just enjoy it.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Oh,
You had to go
totally.
get a passport. You had to shoot a photo. Like,
Yeah.
it's a whole thing.
And then going home and speaking the language to people who don't speak it because you're like coming back from Japan, you're like arigato at the grocery store. Like you're like
No.
I learned Japanese
She's
a long
carrying
time
on
ago,
the language. I love it.
which is fun. And like I did love Italy actually. That's funny.
Italy's great.
You come back from these places so cultured.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, I just got back from Italy. And
Oh my
your friends
gosh.
are like, wait, what?
Listen,
Right?
a lot of Americans don't even leave the country, let alone the state that they're in.
Right.
Well, dude, like being
It's
from
crazy.
So true.
Yeah.
from Southern California, like all of us, like when we go to another place and then come back, you're like, wow, a lot of the world or where we're from has never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's why it's so
Yeah.
crazy to come back to where we live once you're in Italy, when it's like a whole different Barcelona.
We've been to China.
like China.
Going to China.
Oh.
You know, like
I went a few times.
is it?
See, yeah,
but
it's crazy.
But it's
It's amazing.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like I had a good time in China. Like Guangzhou,
Totally.
it's like the third biggest city
What's it
there.
called?
Like Guangzhou.
Guangzhou. Wow.
It was great. Had a good time.
It's amazing.
A lot of good
Weeks out
street
there,
spots.
bro.
4
That's-
weeks.
that's
That was
a-
a
that's a
long
Have you been to the
time.
Great Wall
Yeah.
of China?
I didn't.
No.
That's
Did
the
you guys-
problem,
Yeah.
Bryce. I'm telling you, we go to these places. I've seen the
yeah.
Eiffel Tower from afar. I've never been up to it.
But where exactly
I've never been to
is
the Great Wall of
Where is
China.
exactly the Great Wall of China?
Isn't that
It's in
Beijing?
China somewhere.
No, honestly, enculturation, the best part of skateboarding. It's so much fun. Like meeting people from Brazil.
What do you have?
Oh,
A
yeah.
bedazzled?
Why am I holding this?
You got a bedazzled Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
We've all been there, right?
Yeah, but I've never been there. I've only seen
We've all
it from
been there, but we
afar.
haven't been there.
Oh, you
Yeah,
didn't go
you
to
I didn't
saw
go
it
to
with
that
your own
tour.
eyes, but you're
okay.
Yeah, it was like front. It was like on the
I wonder
horizon.
who saw Danny all over
The Great Wall.
of China. I wonder who's there. I don't know. Willie, were you?
Mike Blayback was definitely there.
Yeah,
yeah.
a lot of
was there.
people. But yeah,
I don't know.
no, it'd be cool. I don't know where the Great Wall is.
There's
I'd
a
love
lot
to
of-
go,
I think
though.
it's Beijing.
Is it
Beijing.
I
Yeah, it's in
think.
Beijing.
Doesn't it span through different places, or is it only in Beijing?
Oh, it's like a 6,000 miles or 600 miles.
How crazy! Is
600 miles.
6,000 would be gnarly.
Yeah,
if it is.
600 miles.
Yeah. Either way, 600 is pretty gnarly too.
Yeah.
To build a wall that far.
And
that? No. Hold on.
wait, what is it?
Hold on.
You
hold
did?
on. The Great Wall of China. If you were to measure all the sections ever built, some reports suggest the Great Wall of China could be a staggering 13,000 miles long.
13,000 miles?
The most popular and arguably the most beautiful section was erected during the Ming Dynasty and runs 5,000
Dynasty.
miles between Hushan to the Jiaguan Pass.
That's insane. That's
Thank you so much. I read
Chris,
that.
you know, you just remembered off the top of your head. Yeah.
that
Could you
would,
imagine? Could you imagine? Hold on.
oh my god.
I got the implant in the head.
Not even reading from a notebook.
But that's crazy, though. Imagine what it took to build that thing.
Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine.
We almost get to go into these different countries as a local, meaning the locals kind of show us around, the distributors or whatever. We don't have to go to the front desk of the hotel and be like, hey, where's a good restaurant to eat? Where's a good bar to hang out at? Like, the locals show us. Like, so we get immersed into that kind of country or wherever we're at. So that's that's another, that's the side of it that I always look at. I'm always like, we get to see the inside scoop of that country and where to go and the good food, and the good
Totally.
bar,
Individuals all
and,
day.
you know?
Exactly. I never even thought of it that way.
Yeah.
The local kind of like and connection that you have. But it's sort of this thing too where I noticed that like sometimes you kind of think you're a local there and it's like I'm a local now. like okay. And then all the other people who live there are kind of looking at you like, how'd you know about this place? I'm just kidding.
No, I
I'm
would go to
kidding.
Barcelona so much that I was like, I felt like I was like home when
So
I
you
flew
kind
in
of
there.
were.
Yeah.
Kind of were one.
Well,
And-
you like put your like you stayed there for a good amount of time, so
I definitely, yeah.
obviously you get a little more comfortable.
The chicken place I went to, they would give me free. I swear,
KFC?
El Pollo Rico.
Puerto Rico.
I would get
Not El Pollo Loco?
no El Pollo Rico.
Oh, this is the real El Pollo Loco.
This is Bryce.
Oh my gosh.
We're talking patatas bravas. We're
No
talking
way.
a quarter chicken. We're talking. They would get. I went there so
They
much.
gave you wine.
They gave me free bottles of wine.
Oh my
They were like
God.
Bottles?
Bottles.
Damn.
Not just one.
They loved me.
Oh my
They
god.
loved
But
me.
glasses or bottles?
Bottles.
Oh my
Because I'm
god.
getting it to go. Para llevar.
Para llevar.
Para llevar.
Sí. Pero
Claro.
pero ahora
Ah.
nos estamos aquí con todos. I'm just kidding.
Sí.
I was just trying.
Yeah.
El perro de cerro que no tiene robo porque Ramiro se lo ha cortado.
Gracias. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, tranquilo, tranquilo.
Tranquilo.
Okay, Bryce.
Barcelona.
We got no. It's beautiful. Traveling is the best.
It's super much.
What
super
are we
much.
doing now?
What are we
Okay,
doing
it's
now?
2024. We're in October. Are you
October.
filming anything going on? Are you traveling? Are you what's on the agenda right now?
Well, speaking of Barcelona, I'd
Oh.
always wanted to go to Barcelona.
You should. As a skateboarder, I recommend
1000%.
anybody that skateboards goes there.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
have to do that.
You have to.
I think I've always dreamt of traveling and filming more. I did go to Puerto Rico with the Converse team, which was
Beautiful.
just so much fun
Nice.
recently.
Okay.
It was in February, but it was still recent. And I think like, Gavin Bacher and Zion F's and this girl Rafa from Portugal. And it's so fun because you might not know them at first, and like 2 days goes by, and it's like, I know so much about you. We even had the same birthdays, Zion and I, which
No
was
way.
so fun.
Amazing.
January 10th, if
Okay.
anyone's out there.
Oh,
Kidding.
mark it down.
But it's so fun to be able to travel and film because it feels kind of like you appreciate it that much more. But then it's also like when I'm traveling, I kind of break it down lately.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of doing the more like business side of the fun, even though it's still fun. Like making sure I'm focused and kind of like on point with what I need to do, like with a contest or like filming. And then I'll also like sightsee a little, like while I'm doing that. I've always called it like if we're in the city, I call it like a situation. I love puns. It's so fun.
And making up words. Yeah.
It's funny. Punny? No, funny. Gosh, I'm so fun. What is happening?
Gosh. Bryce, we
back
gotta
to-
go.
Okay, no.
This is.
No, I'm loving
I
it.
know, right? But back to what I'm actually doing now.
Yeah. Are we?
All right, from the heart though.
Go ahead.
This is where it gets real.
Let's
But
hear
like,
it. Let's hear it.
no, I don't know. Like recently, like the whole Paris Olympics did happen,
Yeah,
and all
okay.
of that, and it was like the second one that I've ever been to, and it was so mind blowing because we had like so many qualifiers leading up to that, like Shanghai and Dubai and Budapest and Rome,
Wow.
and I forget the other one, probably Dubai again. There's many of them. And we went to Sharjah. Have you guys been to Dubai?
No.
It was pretty magical because like it's that split half and half. Like you get nervous for the skateboarding, but you're also excited and you keep getting being put in awe by what's around you. So it's like it goes from like da to like ha to like to oh. like you're just constantly being moved around in the and it's just very exciting all the time, like in different ways. So recently I've been traveling a lot for like competitions,
Okay.
and that's kind of something that I love
Mm-hmm.
because I kind of get to see definitely like the part of it that I want to be able to see, and definitely learn about myself so much and about so many people who speak the language there. And like I think the journaling has been off the charts because I'll pass my journal to people and have them sign it, like put something in it or leave a message.
Okay.
And recently we went to Japan for X Games. Willie and me traveled by ourselves. It was kind of I usually travel with my mom, so Willie and I got to go. And there was all these Japanese school kids there, and it was so amazing. They were just looking up at us, and they all had matching uniforms. And meanwhile, X Games is going on, and the BMX, and Kevin Peraza, the BMX rider, was just like doing his, I think it was like a 360 like kind of like tuck or something. And we were kind of watching that. We were also watching the school kids. We were just singing to them. So that's the whole thing about these events is like, it's so magical that it's almost like that's the way I am right now. That's why I'm like acting this way, because I'm actually feeling that magic. It's kind of like the magic of conversation, like when it gets going. So it's pretty beautiful to be able to travel for contests. I think I'd really want to start filming more.
Okay.
That's
okay.
something I really want to do. I think learn to talk about myself more is different.
Well, you did a
Do you know
great
what I
job
mean?
today.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
great job.
Awesome job.
Thank you. But
And you need to be a stand-up comedian too, because you're
really,
got a lot of jokes.
You got a lot of jokes.
oh
A lot of
my
pun
goodness.
jokes.
Good timing. Good timing.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, the timing. That's
It is.
what it's
everything.
been about.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I think like you go into competitions and you come home, I always feel very not at home when I'm at home sometimes because I love home. The feeling of landing the plane when you're home in your home airport, you know?
It's a good
It's
feeling.
like-
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, just the best.
And then you're driving home, and you're like, was that palm tree always there?
Yeah, I know, right? You always
Is that
feel
a
like,
new
oh,
gas station?
yeah,
I don't know. I've never seen. That's a 76. That used to be a Shell.
The worst part is when it's
Why
only
is it
been
taking so long to get on?
when it's only been 3 days and you also still say that.
Yeah, you're like, where am I? It looks different.
That is the thing. In skating time, 3 days can be like years, right? Like it feels like that for me. Like not even skating time and travel time. You're time traveling. You're literally time traveling. And then sometimes, like, you know, when you're skating and you feel like, oh, this is where I am. Like you come back to reality for that second.
Right. Right.
You do the look. You're like, oh. And everyone around you's like,
Like, what is this?
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
and the competitors, like in the contest, like, because they're all your friends and you're all so close. And even if you're not close in age, just always friends with them. And it's funny because we'll be talking to each other, but it's the kind of talk where you're so nervous, you're like, oh yeah, yeah. Like doing half talking kind of.
Right.
And then when the contest is over, you're just like, hey, like, what happened? Like, how are you? Like, you finally catch up with them because you can be back, you know, face to face.
Because you're kind of like
Yeah,
you're kind of like
focused.
focused on the contest, but you want to talk to them, but you're kind of like half.
Because you
know,
want to be nice in that sense.
Well,
you know?
yeah, you're kind of like half and half,
For
right?
sure.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
that's kind of the
Yeah.
lately.
Okay.
But it's hard to say what I'm doing lately because it feels like actually the most I've ever done in my life lately.
It's great though. Listen, have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
You know,
Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride.
Oh, okay, here we go. You guys-
100%. Because I mean, you're only going to live this one time. You know, we get
Yeah.
older. I mean, look at. I sit behind a desk now. You know, and talk to people. Like I'm not out there as much as I would like to be, as you are traveling around and doing this. Like if I have to go somewhere, Bryce, I used to be able to get a phone call and be ready the next day to go out of the
Really?
country. Yeah.
Wow.
Nowadays, I gotta figure out what I'm doing with my cat. I gotta figure out what I'm doing there. I gotta see what the schedule is here. Like there's so much to do. I can't just get up and go anymore. You know,
Yeah.
which is kind of sad.
You
at
guys,
the same time.
you still have a lot of like, you have passion every day.
We're having fun.
Like-
We're having the time of
Oh,
our
yeah.
lives here.
Like,
This
you
is
know,
great.
you think of a new trick or something and you just, but if you don't have your board, like, what do I do? Like, I got to draw it or like, I got to imagine it. Like, do you have those moments where
No.
it's almost uncontrollable?
No.
No, I think about skating all day, every
We
day.
do, but I don't want to draw it, right? I'm not. But yeah, we think about it. Yeah.
I think
all the
about
time.
I get goosebumps when I hear like a song that I like, and when I hear a song, I'm always putting skating
Of course.
to the song.
Really?
Always in my head.
What songs usually? Or,
Oh no, it could be anything. But
Anything,
I
okay.
I'm always thinking about what tricks would look good to a certain song. And sometimes it doesn't have to be me. It could be someone else that I admire skating. You're like, oh, I don't know.
Totally.
But skateboarding is
Yeah.
it consumes the brain, regardless if you're doing it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, just driving down the street, you're looking
Yeah,
at clocks.
yeah,
I mean, there's
yeah.
so many
But you're
different
doing
Yeah.
it. You're doing it without even knowing. you're doing
Subconsciously,
it.
all
yeah,
day, all
you're just
day.
looking at stuff.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
The funny part is China actually has a lot of skate spots.
crazy.
Shanghai.
I mean,
It's
you lose yourself
crazy.
there.
I know, and that was unexpected. I mean, I was like, that was actually the second place I went to in my life is China,
Wow.
which is funny.
It
And
was all like
beautiful.
world skate stuff. Like
That was back for Vans Park Series. They had the first
okay.
World Skate after the Vans Park Series, like 6 years ago.
Okay.
I feel kind of old sometimes. I mean, like
Oh,
not
man,
old,
You're
come
barely
on.
scratching the
I
surface.
know. I know. Trust me.
it's funny. Like I don't even feel old, but it's like I feel like I'm like an 84-year-old sometimes and a 9-year-old. It's so hard to explain.
right between those, yeah.
It's like
On the lower scale.
Yeah, yeah.
it's like you have a conversation with someone and you're in it, but you're also thinking about like the 20 you just had like 10 minutes ago with other people. You're like, wow, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of, and I just feel more grateful every day.
I love it.
I feel like heightened right now. Like
Hey.
I feel like Mitchie Brusco when he was reliving the 1260.
Oh my gosh.
Well, he
literally-
didn't show any signs of emotion at all.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
When he did it,
He was just
we
like
just
another-
watched it the other
Yeah,
day with
Clay
Kreiner.
Yeah, I
You
would have
did?
been like,
We watched it on the thing.
Oh my God.
He literally like just did it and goes,
Oh my god.
Yeah. I was like, what? Dude?
Straight faced.
Yeah.
No one's ever done this, dude.
You have to go tell him. You're like, hey, no one's ever done that.
You just did the 1260. Here, we'll
you
watch
just
it
did
again.
something.
We'll watch it again.
Oh, I could watch this again.
Here he goes. Look how the guy is just flow.
And then that tight
1,
spin.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Look at
5?
that.
5 times 3. I don't know. 5 times.
Look at that face.
Yeah.
Like,
540.
yeah, did it.
He's just like, whatever.
Oh.
Everyone
Well,
else is
Clay was
bugging out.
saying why he was like. Oh my god! Yeah, that's amazing.
Like there would be a smile, like you have some type
This
of
is
smile.
me getting out of bed in the morning. Like,
Are you serious?
That's
Wait,
like his fifth
what?
his fifth time ever trying that. It was
No
only
way.
his fifth time.
Unbelievable.
That is me getting out of bed.
I
You're
know.
right.
Seriously.
And
Oh
I
my
think he
God.
meant like 5 times, as in like 5 times of actually trying it, not like sessions.
Oh no, but I
Yeah.
love that about him. That's what I love about Mitchie is like everything he does, he has so much feeling for it. Like he doesn't have to show things or like make it a point he's doing something. It's a point already. Like he's already there. He's so inspirational to me. Like it's just amazing.
I love how he's
him.
like still spinning and but spotting his landing.
Yeah.
Totally,
Like
yeah.
it's incredible.
He just loves.
Unbelievable.
He's full of love,
It's crazy.
and he'll talk to you about anything you want to talk about. And
He's good. I like his little skate school stuff that he does.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
He makes me think that I could go out and do whatever on a half pipe. I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty logical. I mean, yeah, maybe I'll try that.
that's really good. I bet you could.
He's a good no.
That's so amazing.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Well, this has been amazing.
Don't tell
This
me
has
it's
been
over.
Great. It's
No way.
Okay, what do you want to do?
There's no way I can get out of here. I'm gonna cry. This is
No,
the best day of my
Well,
life.
hold on,
Probably like
hold on.
6
How about
times.
we want to give you stuff though.
Okay,
we want
yeah,
to
you're right.
give you a couple 9 Club things.
Never
to
mind.
take
I'm
home.
actually calm as a person. See, I'm confident instead of confident.
We're gonna get a little. We have to have
Oh
Roger cut up
my-
all the
Yeah.
little jokes you got
All
throughout the
yeah.
whole. Yeah.
We're gonna we'll do something special. We'll do something special.
That's my favorite word you say. Special.
Special. I
so
don't even
much
know where
fun.
that came from, but everybody that sits here is special.
Thank you.
Skateboarding is special.
Yes.
Skateboarding, very special.
Yes, we want to give you some 9 Club stuff to take home with you. Kelly, we do the honors if you.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
Hoodies or sweatshirts?
I'd say mediums.
Mediums.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't. I don't know. Do you wear like hoodies and sweatshirts and like regular T-shirts or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Hold
okay.
on, let me ask the magic 8-ball.
Oh yeah. let's
Am
see.
I a small?
She's got a magic 8-ball. I haven't seen one of
It
these.
said
since I
better
was
not
like-
to tell you now. Maybe I've grown. I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
But you haven't seen this? Have you
Let me
seen
see.
it? They're
Ask
fun.
it a question.
Okay. Will I ever? What were we just talking about? Skate and ramp?
What size shirt am I?
No.
Drop in on a vert ramp.
Drop in on. I've dropped in on a vert ramp
Okay,
before when I was little.
Catch a little air.
Will I will I ever scratch coping on a half pipe? What does that say, Dubs? I can't even read it, bro. Ask again later. Oh my
Ask
God.
again later. Did you hear that one, Kelly?
That is
That was actually funny.
I don't know if we have mediums back
Oh.
Oh really? Well, we'll give her
I'm a
stuff after
small.
the show. I put.
here. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll give her stuff after the show. But we could.
Thank
We
you.
got some other stuff too.
Ask better. Wait, what did it say? Ask again
What does
later?
it say?
Again later.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's funny. That thing, I actually
you.
believe in it a lot.
you.
Like,
Listen, hold on. Oh, Bryce, we got some good stuff for you. We'll give you some T-shirt. We got
Thank you.
we got some medium stuff in the back. First of all,
there's a cup.
Bryce.
Mm-hmm.
First of all,
No
thank
way.
you so much for coming on the show. I'm gonna.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
We
Seriously,
are.
this has been fun.
It's
So
been so
much
much
fun.
fun. We're gonna and keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
Okay. Now let me give you some treats. We got a 9 Club Yeti water bottle. Look at that. Got to keep hydrated when you're on that
Aw.
ramp doing all those
Definitely.
spins and flippities and stuff like that.
All the
You bet.
flippities.
Yeah, all the flippities.
Oh, I always forget a water bottle. This is
There
perfect.
you go. Don't forget that.
Yeah, don't
you
forget
could
that.
throw
I'm
it in
not
the-
gonna forget it.
Bryce, you could throw it in the dishwasher. It's
Yeah?
dishwasher. Yes, it's beautiful.
What if I forget it's in there?
Uh,
I'm just kidding. I won't forget. Thank
I've
you, Night
never had
Club.
that. I've never had that issue.
Thank you so much.
Do you drink coffee or tea or any? What's your vice?
Coffee and tea. No, I'm kidding. I drink. I don't know why I drink. It's funny. I've only drinking water my whole life, and I didn't even drink any on
What
the
about-
show.
what about
Good for you.
soda pop? You've never had anything else but water?
No, is this funny? Well,
No,
he's
I
like,
think-
yeah.
Because you
That's
have, you're like,
amazing.
I didn't drink any on the show. You had a full one the whole
I
day.
know, it's funny. I actually, it's funny.
Bryce, what?
Oh my
You've never drank? Okay, so you don't
I find that amazing.
matcha, yerba
know how.
mate. You don't do anything. Okay,
No, I've
For the
never-
time
it's
when
funny.
you start, here is
Yeah.
a perfect. Look at this. We got the special
Thank you.
color for you. Look at that. Lilac, maybe. I don't know what color this is.
What's your favorite color?
Black.
Awesome.
Pretty easy.
Take that, Bryce. That's and put it in a safe place. And when you finally drink
Thank
something else
you.
besides water, put that in there.
I think I've had a little apple juice before.
Okay.
Maybe
That's so rare.
milk,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
cereal.
Perfect.
Thank you. Like, this has been the best day.
Hold on, we're not done
Oh,
yet.
all right.
We're not done
We're
yet.
almost.
We have I know you like to play the music when you're out there skateboarding and doing your thing, and you like to blast it. So we got a terrain mini for you. You
Out
can
in the
sync that
field.
up with your phone. It's a Skull Candy.
No way.
Yeah, go ahead.
No way.
Take that. It's a terrain
Oh my
mini.
gosh.
Yeah.
Thank you. What?
Oh, here's some stickers. We got it. Some budget or buttery stickers, Bryce, and some 9 Club stickers. Let me tell you something. If you got this on your board, you get the cover of Thrasher. We give you $20.
Oh my god. I don't know what I'd be more happy about. Like the cover of the Flash. Or 20 bucks.
$20.
$20.
I
Cold
literally
hard
didn't know.
cash. We won't even give you a
Cold
check.
hard.
Cold hard cash.
You have to send an invoice though.
Oh my
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, you got to put it. You got to
The invoice, like
you gotta,
email, Bryce
Yeah.
Wettstein at gmail.com.
That's right. You got to send us. You
Invoice.
got to send us a photo of it too. Like Xerox it.
I don't know if I'd. Wow, that'd be amazing.
$20.
Man.
Okay,
Woo.
hold on. One more. We know you like your socks, right? Some 9 Club Stance socks that we had. Look at that. We did a collab with them not too long ago. There you go.
Wow.
Boom. Look at that.
Wait, are you serious? I just noticed what I'm holding. This
Go
is
ahead.
awesome.
Yeah,
I was like looking at them, but
look at that.
this is awesome.
Beautiful. And we'll see you down there at Exposure
These
next
are
month.
the colors of the 9 Club ball, right? The 9
Yes.
stripe 9. This one.
That's the 9. Oh, no. Well, the 9 ball's yellow.
Yellow.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was orange.
Oh,
What's
Shoot.
orange?
They have that tie-in. We didn't.
that's a
yeah.
great
Yeah,
question.
what's the orange
I wasn't
one?
even thinking.
Orange
of that.
one is
The solid ball.
6, maybe? Solid 6? I don't know. We'll
I
figure it
actually
out.
have no idea.
Possibly.
And we'll see you
Thank you.
down at Exposure
Yeah.
at Amelia Brodka's event in
Yes.
Encinitas. That's going to be fun.
Orange is 5
Orange is 5. Thank you, Raj.
and 12.
And 12. Solid and a stripe. 12 is
Actually,
stripe.
no, I mean 13. Sorry.
Oh, 13. It's a good number. My lucky number. I was born on the 13th.
13 is
guess
not a
not of
lucky
March.
number.
No.
It's a
August.
lucky number. For some.
Yes. How'd you know?
I don't know. I felt August.
You felt Leo vibes?
Yeah,
Okay.
a little bit.
Bryce, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yes.
Listen, you've been on the
Thank
show.
you.
The door's always open. Whenever you want to come back, please do. We would love to have you back on the show. But
Thank you.
until then, keep doing what you're doing. And big fan.
Same.
Thank you. I'm such a fan of you guys. Like walking in here, it doesn't feel real yet. So thank you so much. And I will see it at Exposure.
Yes.
Hopefully everyone will go down there.
Yes, go check it out. Exposure. November, I don't know when this episode will air. I think it will air before November, but it's November 2nd and 3rd, Encinitas, Poods Park.
Perfect.
Yes.
See you there.
Yes. Oh, you know, and outro us out with the song?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It wouldn't be a
Oh
Bryce
my
episode
God.
if she didn't play us out.
Finish up.
Finish it up.
Sing it, Dubs.
Waking up at the 9 Club and we're in this perfect place. A day I never thought I'd have. Chris is here and Kelly and Jerome. I learned his name this year. I'm just joking, I always knew it. And Roger's back there, and we hear him when he's talking. We're on air, and I'm so happy today. Thank you, 9 Club. I hope you guys, when you win all the time, take a dub. And I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you're ready. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. No, I'm just joking.
No, that was great. That was great.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you, 9 Club.
Roll the credits, Raj.